Sheena, you better have his retribution. Yes, he does. Leo Murphy forced to go backwards, and Udil gonna continue harassing the mid lane as much as possible.
Now, noting the battle spells, this is odd. It's 10-second Gaming Frost with three of their purifies.
Oh boy,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
So they're gonna essentially eat the Way of the Dragon, and I don't know what else they're thinking here. This is interesting.
I would have expected it to be the other way around, but that's not all. Matilda getting some good damage onto Sheena as the rest of the team looks to rotate on out of there. The harass is there, and now they are forced to back away from the Soul of Lava. Papa in trouble here. He's going to go for the full dive, and Selly Boy having the time of his life win in that Lycan form, getting some free stuff. Oh, he even checks the brush just in case, and now it's going to be another free kill as he comes and pounces on to get that piece of meat.
Oh, the Wolf gets the cow, ladies and gentlemen. 2-0 currently with about 1,000 gold ahead. Alter Ego Esports. Man, if the 5-6 minute choke earlier was soon, check this out. They're taking small camps already 2 minutes in.
Yeah, I mean, they're already, they're pretty ahead. They're 1K ahead at 2 minutes into the game. Not that big of a deal because 10-second Gaming can easily come back off of this next big neutral objective with the turtle.
First turtle already up. Again, this new patch, ladies and gentlemen, just makes things a little faster, so there's more action all over. Now, Black Dragon form!
Yep, going in. Koro just buying some time. He can't turn around. He has to execute. Oh, he didn't get it off in time. Leo Murphy there to save the day. Third hit of no. Oh, Koro! He goes in for the full combo, gets it, and Leo Murphy realizes, oh boy, sorry, bro. I'm out of here. Gotta make a move. K-Fax, bye.
Okay, maybe a little too bold of Yam to think that they could have done that, especially since a lot of members were missing from Tekken Sense Gaming Frost. But right now, Selly Boy stole the purple. Oh, not a good look for Sheena.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be really difficult for Sheena. He needs that purple because it allows him to rotate fast. It helps him clear camps really quickly as well. Because again, he's very dependent on that energy. He gets hit by the Way of the Dragon. And speaking of which, Udil comes to try and harass him through. But now the Quad Shadow comes on out. It allows him to escape right after the Oki Shadow kill. Sheena, some really great mechanics there to keep himself alive.
Alright, so far that was just Sheena not ready for it yet. Needs more items. And of course, maybe a more concentrated amount of members, maybe just 1 or 2. But again, this is what we're talking about. Like the kind of hero that Matilda is, that Udil is playing, it just naturally counters what Shadowkill's trying to do.
Yep, and Koro having a little bit of a tough time after,
me preocupa el equipo que tienen los Gaming Force, porque literal me parece que están bien equipados.
One more time, can they win this out? But yeah, he's gonna get immediately by Sheena. He goes into his Black Dragon form, and yeah, he wanted more. But however, look down the bot side. Papa is on his way out, and Pai as well as Udil, making sure they are putting a lot of damage to allow Selly Boy to just easily clean up in that backside. Talk about dives. These guys fear nothing.
Love the use of the killing spree here, able to heal you up after a kill. So yeah, Selly Boy can just go ahead and go unpunished. But it looks like the answer for 10 seconds Gaming Frost here is to mirror. Essentially, y'all take bottom, fine, we'll take top. And with Sheena and Koro, no doubt they're going to be able to push much faster.
Yeah, however, they still net themselves. They're able to defend down one side. However, Udil is coming in hot, getting some good damage. That harass is so frustrating. And even though we do see the Papa on that Harith, it's starting to become really frustrating.
I'm feeling for Papa, actually. A lot of what he's been doing recently in the past 5 minutes of this game were very reactive. Especially given that he is in the gold lane. It's just tough all over for this little white-haired boy, seeing that he's sitting at 0-2-0. Even with Mystery Shop, items are going to come tough.
Yeah, Selly Boy is just getting so far ahead of the game. He's level 8, the highest level so far, and Sheena trying to catch up at level 7, but however, his buffs keep getting stolen away, and even though he does have, that Soul of Lava,
Leo Murphy creo que va a morir.
Good as this rotation here, Zema coming in with a massive ult just to slow them down, but the dive from Selly Boy, he does not care. The backline Koro looking to make things happen on that Benedetta. The final blow has come through. Gam now has overextended a 3-for-2 trade. An instigation of war, but 10 seconds gaming looking for more. Koro, alright, you know, spread eagle, it's going to be absolutely fine, but Koro should be able. Oh no! He misses right at the end. Doesn't get that extra kill.
I love the use of circling eagle there at the full circumference right at the opening of the jungle. I think Udil was planning for that. He's like, okay, I can see that I have a Cyclone Eye here, I'm out. All right, good luck, Koro. And again, that's just the talent, that's just the skill, the mechanics the Alter Ego Esports has. And right now, I was going to say, man, that was the first trade that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost won, but in the end, they couldn't convert to anything, so it didn't amount to much. So I think, at least, if they keep building that up, and if they can use the Minoan Fury here properly the next time around, then maybe, just maybe, they got one. Oh, nice takeout onto Yam.
Yeah, these small
se están regalando,
literalmente.
Se están regalando demasiado el Terego.
Sheena, if they mix it up with Koro, oh no, Koro, speaking of which, he's going to get absolutely blasted here with the blazing duet coming in from Pi with the help of Leo Murphy. And he's going to be going down as well. Sully Boy making sure that he is getting some good work in with the help of Udil, making sure that he's bringing him down to at least 50% health, allowing Sully Boy to dive.
And look at this, right on cue, that Sully Boy preparing for the second turtle of the game, and this guy knows, he's got an internal clock, he's going to take the small camp and then go for the turtle, and I'm guessing rotate down bottom, but that's a lot of pressure crashing down on to Yam, but hold up, Leo Murphy picking a fight, we have the dragon in!
Leo Murphy
is just going to force him out, and Yam coming in with the black dragon for him to say, hey, stay back, you're not getting this turtle, not at all, don't touch it, don't come close.
Not even a sight, no.
Nope, not even good.
No, Leo Murphy ya está muerto.
Sheena, he's getting close. Can he go in for the OK Shadow kill? Yes, he does. And RNG was on his side, but he takes the Shadow back to pull him back into safety. Some good trades overall. Sheena getting big.
Ese Hayabusa va
I think it was at that moment that your boy Leo Murphy was
looking ese daño que le hicieron a
the Cyclone Eye, and he missed it. I think that's exactly what he needed. If he had a Cyclone Eye, he would have been fine. But I guess good for 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, he didn't.
Yo opino que tenía que haber baneado
on
a
the tank. So I'm guessing, I don't know, are they conditioning Leo Murphy at this point? Are they saying, hey, don't dive in too much, because if you do, you're going to get a good taste of Sheena's katana. By the way, this young man sitting at 3-0-3. It's a great look for the Hayabusa right now.
Yeah, he's definitely catching up, but
ya sé que están llevando a dos ADC, bueno, a un ADC, un marksman, finger, o sea, un tirador, a ver, un héroe que es tirador y a la vez es combatiente, pero ese es súper bueno para romper torres, se hace la torre en un segundo literal. Y yo creo que la ADC está para las TFs.
Papa is now in a lot of trouble. However, the backline Pi is finally coming up with a blazing duet. Everything seems to be A-OK as Koro trying to make things work with the final blow. But Svenja, he finally is able to pull out that Berserk key. Can he get that ult now? Yes, he does. And this is the opportunity that 10 Seconds Gaming have been waiting for. But yeah, he's still holding on to his guns. Passive being procced twice in a fight. But that's not going to be enough with the amount of damage coming out of Obuyan.
Oh, the 10 Seconds Gaming Frost comeback. They've done this, what, twice now? The 3-for-2? And so far, it's just a matter of turning it into something else. Sure, kills are good, gold is great, but you have to find a way to make this count on the map. And yes, they pushed mid, and now they have a great wave coming in from bottom. Top was
el equipo contrario,
okay, like they were trading turrets.
Porque el que absorbe demasiada vida sería Leo Murphy, no, Sully Boy. Ese héroe consume, o sea, te roba demasiada vida. Yo creo que también se tienen que comprar. Ah, también se compraron escudo de durez el otro equipo, porque literal el Hayabusa y los dos asesinos que llevan, Hayabusa y Vendetta, roban demasiada vida, más Hayabusa creo yo. Ahí está, Vendetta, ese héroe me da miedo, chaval. Pensé que era malo, o sea, pensé que era un mal héroe y me tocó en ranks y me violó. Literal.
So, what is the macro play coming here from Alter Ego's side? Where are they going to prioritize their resources on the map?
It looks like they want to put pressure on bottom so that they're later on clear for Lord. And,
matan al Logi y yo creo que ganan la
TF. The team right now is just way down bottom. I don't know if this is the right thing, but it looks like they want to bear heavy on Papa.
Yep, and they're going to dive him straight away.
Mataron al mago.
Not going to be enough to, sorry, not double Shimpo, but the shields aren't going to be enough to actually pull them through on this side. However, Alter Ego
hace rato
still looking for
Gaming
options to make
Fraud
it happen.
sacó
Harris is already down, but now it's going to be Svenja The next to fall, Koro
Hace
going in
rato
pretty hard here. Can he finish off this kill?
piquearon
With Yan on his
al
back, but
show y no
Lewopi is left
hicieron
by
nada,
himself
men.
in the process
No,
of the fight.
pero
China
ya le
manages to
mataron al
come up
show de
on
Alter
top
Ego.
3 for 2 in favor of
Bueno, el otro
10
equipo está
Frost.
ganando por una kill nada más.
That's
Les
another
pasa
go
a
at this,
Alter Ego.
unfortunate
Pero
trade.
Alter
And I
Ego le
think
está
Alter
pasando
Ego
por un
Esports, they
cara
don't
de oro.
regret putting so many bodies
Pues si se
down
hacen
bottom,
ese lore,
and they
man.
turned what should have been just
Eso ya estaría
a
complicado.
finesse move, you know, instead of a suave dodge.
Esta partida
just a
está
head-on
literal
collision. And at this
súper
point,
o
Tencent's
sea,
Frost,
está
they've been
pareja
winning
esta
more of those
partida.
fights.
Hace rato sí no
Yes,
fue
they
una
have,
partida
and
pareja
now
porque
Koro,
literal
once again,
Alter
playing
Ego
with
les
fire
hizo,
here. Final blow already
le
being
rompió
used,
todas las
getting
torres
his
en un
double
minuto.
slash, kind of
Bueno,
close the distance to get
las primeras,
away, losing 50%
pero
of his
no
HP,
se dejaron
but I think
topar
this is
casi
just
las
the beauty of
torres en
Vendetta.
la
It's like,
otra
oh, as long as you don't kill
Alter
me, you
Ego.
don't get the gold, but I will destroy,
Esta
absolutely
partida ya
destroy
está
your wave
más
control.
Right now,
de
wave
condiciones
control
igualitarias.
is on either side. It's relatively at equilibrium. It's like these teams are actually freezing the waves on purpose. But if it were up to us right here, I think the Lord
Sirve
should be
para
the next move. But right now, there's a big team like Blackjack.
si la
Yeah,
sacan,
it's looking really,
matan.
really good for Alter Ego. They've already
Le matan a ese
chunked out,
asesino.
they've already chunked out Koro here
Lo
for the large majority
mataron.
of that fight.
Nice.
Koro goes down, and now the Blazing Duet. Oh my goodness!
Mataron
Where
al
did they
ma-
all go?
mataron a
10
los dos
seconds
magos,
gaming.
man.
Didn't even stand a
Ya solo
chance
queda-
there. As
solo
Papa
queda
tries
vivo
to pop his
Hayabusa,
ult,
man.
he dies before the first wave even comes out.
Oh, it's not looking
Corre,
good. As
Hayabusa.
awesome as China is having it, 6-0-5,
Oh my God,
ladies and
man,
gentlemen.
Alter Ego,
This Hayabusa
shit.
is having a fine time. Papa, not so much.
Se
I
compraron
hate to
alas de
say
la
it,
reina,
but
creo
it
que se
looks
llama
like the
ese
end
ítem.
is nigh. Man,
Ya,
10 seconds away.
GG's,
This might just be
man,
it.
Yeah, and they're
GG's.
just going straight for the end. The Oki Shadow Kill gonna be ineffective with minions around. And congratulations, that's gonna be a 2-0 for
God.
Alter Ego.
Wow, our MPL Invitation champions, again, hungry from their heartbreaking defeat at the recently concluded
Shit,
Season 6
man,
finals
qué
against
partida,
RUOG
man.
from their home country of Indonesia. Come in strong here into M2, starting the day undoubtedly with dominance. I don't know, man, this puts 10 Seconds Gaming Frost in such a position wherein they have to
Ahí está
reconsider. They have to
Heliboy,
reset
chat.
hard, and they have to
A ver,
see,
solo conozco a Heliboy y a Leo
what did
Murphy.
we do wrong?
Sé que
How
son
can we fix
jugadores
that, and was it too soon to
buenísimos.
take
Del otro
out the
equipo no
Minotaur?
conozco a nadie, o sea, de ellos no
all in all,
conozco.
this is some high-level play coming out from Alter Ego, because even though they
Oh
are
my
losing
God,
the trade, they are
man.
literally losing the trades.
Y
If you
estaba
can't translate it,
emparejado,
you get
literal,
literally
estaban-
nothing. So it's just the
estaban
selection of
igualados,
timings for the
man.
fight for Alter Ego as well. It's just so good.
Pero cuando
Yep,
la
and
Luigi
right
sacó
now,
la ulti,
I
man,
just
para,
gotta say, man,
para hacer
Yam
una
is
emboscada
just fitting in
al
so
Heliboy,
well, all right? I
man.
don't feel the lack
No
of the
pensaban
original
que estaba el
lineup just yet,
dragoncito y
and
ese dragón,
just the same I can say for
Yusong,
everyone else in
no.
the lineup,
Bueno, ese
Sally Boy,
dragón, man.
Pai, Udil,
Su
Leo
ulti se hace
Murphy.
un dragón y
A little messy, to be
estunea,
honest,
man.
a little
Eso fue lo que
messy
le salvó
with,
y les dio la
the,
victoria
show
a
early
Alter
on,
Ego,
but
man.
I guess it was all part of the plan.
Yeah, it definitely
Yusong.
was all part of the plan,
Creo
I
que sí,
suppose, but,
Yusong.
oh, man, so heartbreaking to see, especially
Mm,
for
no me
10 second
acuerdo.
gaming fans out there. But don't worry, this
Oh
is the
my
group stage.
God.
They're not under scrutiny for
Qué
elimination.
buena,
just
qué buena
Mhm.
pelea,
This is
man.
just the first game in this group. Once more, this is Group C, which a lot of people are calling the Group of Death.
It is so dangerous.
La
Now, with
champion.
that being said, you can catch the live stream of the mega event, Mobile Legends Bang Bang M2 World Championships 2020, held in Singapore's Shangri-La Hotel for free on MeWatch from the 18th to the 24th of January. A total of 12 teams from 9 countries, including RSG and EVOS SG from Singapore, competing for 300,000 USD. With that being said, I mean, guys, Singaporeans, support Team SG in the group stage.
It's going to be a longer day because we've got 5 more series coming at you. But right now, we're going to be throwing it over to our analyst, by the way, from the caster's desk. We're going to be signing off for now. My name is Leo. This right here is Gideon Q. Wolf, tell us what exactly went down between Alter Ego and 10 Seconds Gaming Frost.
I think it was a big snowball, and there were so many faults, I would say, in this Renaissance kind of lineup coming out from 10 Seconds Gaming Frost that Alter Ego Esports really exposed to us. My name is Wolf. Let's talk about that particular match. Now, maybe the first thing that we have to talk about here is the draft. In a way, this is, I would say, a win condition kind of draft. I mean, obviously, a win condition as a term is a totally different thing. But what 10 Seconds Gaming Frost did was a win condition type of lineup wherein you absolutely need that win condition, which was to land your ultimate. The Minoan Fury is such a volatile kind of skill right now, I would say, because it is dependent from you actually doing it. And not only that, you need to stack up on rage, right? That's the thing with Minotaur. And what Alter Ego Esports did was to expose that kind of weakness. That weakness being, if your rage is wasted, you will not get a valid teamfight. And if you don't land your ultimate on this Minoan Fury, you are probably an anchor to your team. You do not supply anything else. It's not like even a Tiger with a lot of knockups. It's not like a hero that can invade into the jungle. There's so many problems that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost have with this Minotaur pick that Alter Ego Esports literally just screwed through. Now I want to say, with the items picked up by Alter Ego Esports, they were so standard at this point. There's really not much that you have to talk about. Maybe this Dreadnought armor picked up by Leo Murphy, which was so much value against all the physical damage out of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Obviously, you have the Benedetta and the Hayabusa. They were dealing so much damage, and when the Queen's Wings came out from Celiboy, when the breastplates coming out from both Yam and Pai came out, it's just really just easy for them to deal against the 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Now, going back to what we were talking about, how conditional the lineup of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost was, it was really exposed by Alter Ego Esports even at the early stages of the game, particularly in the first minute or first 1 to 2 minutes, wherein Sheena on this Hayabusa tried to clear the mid lane and then go towards his own buffs, particularly that orange buff up top lane, where Alter Ego Esports just put in 3 of their heroes in there so that they can contest Sheena, and there's nothing that they could have done to actually salvage it, right? Because they are donning once again this Minotaur. Perhaps if you look back a few years back, a few months, actually it was years back, a few years back, the Minotaur is a hero that can save your jungle, or can at least secure your jungle for you. But unfortunately, in this meta game that we have, it's no longer that effective. Now, the MVP of the match is Yam with a 3, 6, and 4 performance on the Yuzong.
Por gracias de este héroe y cómo el man le sacó la ulti ahí,
sure. But he's actually playing in the XP lane more so than Pai, for example. And this actually allowed Yam to just show off in this particular tournament. I really love how in the second game he utilized his ultimate, that Yuzong Dragon form, to be able to just be disruptive in teamfights. I think there was a very crucial clash up top lane where he was able to just stop Benedetta from moving out, was able to just control this Hayabusa as well as this Harris. Because if you think about it, the knockups or the knockbacks from the Yuzong ultimate is just way too potent that it actually just wins you the fight. It might even be there to kind of control the Minoan Fury, right? It's just so much disruptive force coming out from this Yuzong that it was unanswered by 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Also have to take note, this Matilda is a hero that you really will have to look at when you are red side of your red side, which is the second pick. Do you actually give out the Matilda to your opponents? The trade-off for 10 Seconds Gaming was actually the Benedetta. And looking at the highlights for sure, Alter Ego Esports also took over the map in the early stages of the game. Like what they're doing right now, they're trying to just be aggressive against 10 Second Game Frost. And even when 10 Seconds Game Frost are kind of winning those skirmishes, if you're looking at the economy, it's always on the side of Alter Ego Esports. Look at the top part of your screen where the map is, and this was a very good fight coming out from 10 Seconds Game Frost. Look at Yam, however, with this very disruptive usage of the ultimate. For sure, these clashes we're gonna be favoring of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, but I would want you to look at that wonderful ultimate coming out from Sevnea, but unfortunately that was the last thing that we'll see about that. A pick off into the bottom lane coming out from Alter Ego Esports, making it sure that they are aggressive against 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, but the Japanese squad were able to just return it back. And I love the usage of the Hayabusa, but this clash happened and we might be pausing here because this is such a wonderful recovery coming out from Alter Ego Esports. Do take note very quickly that the Yuzong came from this side and was able to just time his ultimate properly so that in the middle, where everybody was clumped up, and you know what's gonna happen if you're all clumped up together against a Yuzong, against all the ultimates. The blazing duet was far from perfect actually. This particular area that you're seeing on your screen right now, encircled, is just way too good for Alter Ego Esports. The ultimates have been spent already on the side of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. If you're looking at their green dots in their icons. And what happens now is that because they didn't have their ultimates, the timing was then so perfect for the Claude as well as the Yuzong to come in and punish 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. Obviously, that was a wonderful clash, and they snowballed from their Alter Ego Esports. They just disrupted the win conditions of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. And then eventually just took over the game. A masterful display coming out from one of the best teams in the world. Technically speaking,
hubiera sacado la ulti, estoy seguro que
sí
podía limpiar esa
championship, at least in Southeast Asia. I mean, not in the world yet, but in Southeast Asia. But we'll see if they do bring more action, right? Because they are going to be facing up against Ren Esports for sure, and that was a rematch of the recently concluded Southeast Asian tournament that we have. Now, let's talk a little bit about 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, how they can recover. They still have one more match, and that is also against Ren Esports. That's also very strong. If they do show us a little bit of a mix-up, something that is not too crazy that you will go back to the Minotaur, maybe something so flexible like the Harriet, for example, like the idea, but maybe if they show us something else that's outside of the meta or very, I would say, signature for their style, maybe they can net the victory. But that has been it for my analysis of that 2-game series between 10 Seconds Gaming Frost and Alter Ego Esports. More of M2 when we come back after this break.
Que vamos por el siguiente combate, creo que dijo el chat. Llega el anuncio. Fierce MPL. Oh, ahorita va, en serio, ahorita es el otro team. Por el momento ha ganado fan de Alter Ego. Después sería Gosu, después sería BTK, pero ya no está MOBA Zone, así que no sé. No conozco muchos BTK. Solo conocí a MOBA Zone. Nuevo héroe o la nueva skin. ¿Qué es? Es nueva skin, creo, del Clean. Yo diría que es Clean. O será nuevo héroe. Creo que es Clean. Es Clean, mijo. Está bacana esa skin. Le stunea con la... Ay, bueno, Berlín ahorita no me he puesto a miniar. No le stunea. Leslie. Line game. Eso es lo que podemos conseguir ahorita en el juego, chat. Bueno, ¿cómo se llama? El marco para ponerte, para que salga con tu foto del juego o tu imagen del juego. Hay mejoras de ese cofre. Aquí dice entra en el merch y ya no puedo leer. Oh, en serio. Ese es el nuevo héroe Paquito, chat. La nueva skin de Link. La otra creo que es la skin de la Eudora. No. De esa maguita de hielo creo que es. No me acuerdo el nombre. Ahora creo que es Aurora. Es héroe literal, ayuda a full, men.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Bam bam.
Welcome to Mobile Legends.
Vemos las habilidades de 14 jugadores. Todo win. My chicken win. Me están viendo la...
Victory.
¿Ah? Ese es Pai, algo así, Pai. El último era Paicha, es de Alter Ego.
We'll be competing in a 1v1 best of 1 elimination
esos son los equipos, chat.
Except for the semifinals and finals where we'll
No,
be
mi crush es de aquí, de esa banderita.
Before we start the fight, we have to talk about the rules for a bit.
Agregué una mancha en
Both players will only be allowed to play in the mid lanes and cannot touch any other minions from other lanes.
Maniac.
Both players cannot kill any neutral creeps except for the little wanderer in the river. The winner is determined by whoever gets the first 3 kills or destroys 2 mid lane towers.
Este Paquito, men, en early game me da demasiado problemas, me da el Paquito, man. Cuando voy con Joker o voy con Bruno, literal ese Paquito me hace demasiada... o sea, me fastidia demasiado, men, porque me baja demasiada vida, man. Yo por eso cuando voy con Bruno, literal, intento hacerle, intentar hacerle el Freddy para stunearle. Pero con Joker, no, como que no lo puedo botar. Ya cuando estoy hecho tanque sí soy imparable, ahí sí me puedo enfrentar a Paquito. Pero en early game, muy loco me enfrento a un Paquito. Tiene mucho daño, demasiado daño.
Only got seconds left until his ult comes back up, and he's going for the dive, and he gets
están viendo los 1v1 que se han dado.
That will secure the win for EJ right here, 3-0. Well, Chiku is still hoping to bait him in towards the turret range and perhaps even the score lines to 2-2, but he should have actually recalled way early on.
Double KO strike plus the execute, using the jab just to close the distance. The rotations are coming out faster for the side 4 minutes. The worries, and he finally gets the heavy left hand.
Esa banderita que tiene este Opi,
oh my goodness, that was too close.
Es de ese país, la man.
Alright, those were intense rounds.
Paquito
right
literal,
now,
para mí
we will be
Paquito
moving
está
to the top 8.
esto está algo roto, Paquito. Si un ADC se encuentra con Paquito, se lo... Ya saben lo que pasa.
And my goodness, they're already going at it by the corners of the river, and it will be a first blood for Ace.
One shot going in for the full combo, but Ace still able to edge it out. The execute, such a powerful spell. This has just been an absolute game changer here in this Paquito 1v1 challenge.
Ace now wins the entirety of this 1v1, and he proves to be the better Paquito. Brand versus Brand. We've got EJ versus Coco. Now let the dances begin. Wow, great KO strike going over on towards EJ, and EJ gets first blooded, and Coco with a great start. And they go jab for jab. Oh, the parry comes true, and EJ, he takes this one.
And EJ, gonna cap 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 EJ,
bueno, para que la siguiente partida comience con el otro team, tenemos que esperar 7 minutos.
Gonna cap EJ, 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 gonna cap but he's still a level up and he has the item advantage.
Indeed, and now it's going to be a little bit of each moves coming in. Jab slamming off with his ultimate, finishing off the member of DMX, and it seems like Evo's SG will advance forward.
A ver, chat, ¿qué vemos?
The hero is actually really fun now.
¿Qué vemos hasta que se acaben estos 7 minutos de espera? Seguimos viendo lo que dicen. ¿Cómo tú puedes sentirte utilizando a Paquito? Esta sería la pregunta. O sea, lo que dice, how do you feel about using Paquito? Eso hace que mi corazón al jugar es un héroe de kills, dijo, o sea, de muertes. Sí, usando bien los combos, estunear al enemigo, dice ahí. Bueno, hasta la mitad le traducí. Paquito es demasiado fácil. Ay, demasiado rápido.
Paquito has this passive where
Paquito tiene la pasiva de cuatro líneas, sin hits.
And every time you change the different stance,
no hits,
the whole skill will reset. And you have to take note of the cooldowns also. So it's not very easy to just get that.
Es demasiado fácil.
Play it.
To find out who will be the champion, don't forget to check out
hasta
our
ahorita
next episode
en este torneo no he visto que utilicen a
challenge.
Paquito. ¿Será que está prohibido utilizarle a Paquito? O no sé. Pero hasta ahorita no lo han utilizado a Paquito. Man, no. Es una figura. Ah, no. Pensé que era una figura de acción, chat. Pero ha sido... No. What are you doing? No. Ese cosplay, chat. ¿Dónde es eso? Ya 4 minutos, chat. 4 minion. Oh my god, man. Yo me acuerdo que cuando empecé a jugar MOBA, Leslie creo que era la nueva héroe. Literal me daba un miedo una Leslie. Porque para mí era el héroe que más críticos tenía, chat, literal. Y con su ulti, literal, te dejaban uno de vida. Tú sabías que ya era muerte porque las balas te seguían hasta el infinito, men. Sabías que ya morías ahí. Por eso me daba un miedo una Leslie. Por eso empecé a usar Leslie y... era fácil, estaba roto en sus tiempos. Ya después le nerfearon. Para mí le nerfearon bastante a Leslie. Por eso ya... Yo ya ni siquiera utilizo Leslie. Desde que dejé MOBA, ahorita que volví vi que estaba bien nerfeada. Ya no lo utilizo. Bruno también fue nerfeado, pero como que ya le pusieron... ¿Cómo se llama? Rework, algo así. Como que ya le dejaron como cuando en sus tiempos de gloria, cuando pegaba ricos críticos. Por eso lo estoy utilizando a Bruno. Pero ahorita estoy más... Bruno lo utilizo en ranks. Dependiendo si es que alguien me gana de ADC o si es que parece bueno, ahí le dejo ir de ADC. O si no, voy Bruno full hipercar, yendo full jungla. Es que si me dejan la jungla, men, y pueden, y si aguantan los 10 minutos, literal, yo con Bruno soy imparable. Excepto que hay un buen asesino y me focusé. Ahí sí, men. O que tenga un tanque franco. Con ese ganchito a mí se me hacen el I love you, chat. Pero de ahí pues es fácil de utilizar a Bruno. ¿O quiénes son ellos? Pokémon, Nix. Ah, bueno, es que los dos son gorditos. El equipo Evos, man. A ver, ya peleó Alter Ego con los 10S. Evon va a pelear con Evos, no sé qué team será. DMX. Brin, tampoco no conozco. Brin. RRQ también conozco, chat. Son buenísimos los RRQ. Bueno, aunque para mi opinión, yo creo que le gana Alter Ego a RRQ. Pero no sé. Brin va a pelear con Alter Ego y RRQ va a pelear con Evos. Yo quiero ver ese combate RRQ versus Evos. A las 10, men, ¿qué hora es? Ya son las 10, chat. A ver, a las 10. Ah, no. 10 AM. AM para ellos, ¿no? Porque ahorita estamos despediendo. ¿Cómo será esto de mañana? Today. No me digas que es para mañana. Bueno, chat, pero sí quiero ver la pelea de Evos con RRQ. Literal. Evos también sé que es ¿cómo se llama? Un equipo demasiado competitivo de MOBA. Los tres que he escuchado es Alter Ego, Evos y RRQ. Los otros casi, bueno, los otros no, la verdad no tengo ni idea quiénes son. O sea, como que no les he visto jugar, así que no tengo ni idea cómo es su nivel. Pero para estar aquí deben de ser buenos. Oh my god, it was, sería was, no sé. JPL. Ya me imagino estar ahí, chat. Danny Boy. Yo quisiera verle jugando en un torneo a Braxi. Braxi. ¿Cómo es? Braxi creo que es. A ver, déjenme ver cómo es su nombre. Yo diría que es Braxi. A ver, aquí está. Simon es Braxi. Él es main show, es el top low back. Literal. A la madre, chaval. Yo quisiera viajar ahí. Tener unas pequeñas vacaciones ahí, un mes nomás.
Welcome to the Mobile Legends Bang Bang World Championship M2, all powered by Muton and supported by Singapore Tourism Board and Skoga. We would like to thank our partners in esports IMDA for making this possible, and that includes you guys that are watching this stream right now. Don't forget to share the stream to let more people know about the action that's coming up in the group stages of M2 that's happening right now.
And you know what? Going from zero to hero is made possible in Singapore. So make sure you are following Singapore Tourism Board's official Instagram account. Visit _Singapore and do not forget to use the hashtag PassionMadePossible to share your fondest memories of Singapore.
That's right. And if you guys were wondering, what is Skoga? Skoga is a NTUC associate championing esports talents and careers in Singapore since 2008. Wow, that's been a long time. And of course, they've been nurturing great talents on board. And speaking of Singaporean talent here, this match is definitely going to be a big one for the local team of EVOS SG as they'll be facing DreamHack Esports.
Definitely. EVOS SG, this is their last dance. So they have to make it count. Now, there are a lot of things happening here for the side of EVOS SG. But for DreamHack, I do think that they are, kind of a bit chill, just want to absorb the pressure or absorb the nature of this tournament and just have fun.
That's right. And of course, since this is going to be our very first time on board sitting and casting together on the desk, of course, if you guys haven't noticed, my name's Contra, and this is Butters right here. And, well, we've seen quite a lot of great actions coming into Group A as well as Group B. This will be our official first match for Group C as well as Group D. And I'm looking at this sort of the group where these two teams, they are stuck here with our RQ Hoshi. So, do you expect that there's going to be any sort of upset coming in to be able to topple that powerhouse to be securing that playoffs round?
I mean, it all comes down to preparation. These teams have the capability to do so just because these are the best teams in the world. They wouldn't be here if they weren't the best. So that means I can see RQ Hoshi having a bit of a problem, but if RQ Hoshi has good preparation as well, that might be something that EVOS SG and Remax might want to look into.
Yeah, of course, we'll be having the standings on your screens coming up to show you the scores as of the moment. If you guys did miss out on any, not to worry, as we got you covered right here. So on Group C, we've just witnessed a performance coming from Alter Ego Esports that have been able to secure a 2-0 win against 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. We were actually watching some of the matches there, and boy, 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, they really bring in the pain, and they almost had a really good fight, but, you know, Alter Ego Esports managed to put the full stop at the end. And
there are reasons why you do not go for the Minotaur, and Tennis Gaming Frost showed us how they do it, and they almost took that win. But they could not really turn those wins into objectives, which means it doesn't really count as much. But for Alter Ego Esports, even without Ahmad in their, lineup, they are still looking strong, and that is scary.
Indeed, and they are really showing strength from every single aspect that they haven't really shown signs of like, okay, I'm going to give you an objective for free, and I'll take the other. Like they absolutely took everything whenever the chance presents itself. But on the second game, where we just saw Tennis Gaming Frost pop up with things like Hayabusa, of course it was kind of like a surprise pick, like they didn't know what to expect. But hey, Benedetta right now is in the interesting state because it's either being banned away or highly picked and contested by many of these teams, having some great rates today.
And looking at the stats yesterday for day number 1, I think Benedetta had the highest contested rate in the whole day. So that means with highly contested pick with a high win rate as well. I think she was at 71%. That is going to be something that the other teams need to look at. I mean, if you use the Benedetta, then that might be your formula to win.
Yeah, I guess the mobility is a little bit too high for some of all these players to, just get a grasp. It's like, is he going to be running down at me or not? So, but that being said, of course, we go in towards that sort of the tier crafting later on, right after this entirety of the draft, because we want to see who will these two teams be fielding today. Starting off, we do have the hometown favorites, EVOS SG, with Pokemon off lane, Soul as fodder, Aeon as the multi-role, JPL as the major support, and Potato coming in as an assassin or marksman.
Aeon, a previous RSG member. Right now, he is the shot caller for the side of EVOS SG. And man, look at this talented lineup, and they're really aiming to bring the pain here in the M2 World Championship.
That's right, and Pokemon being, the later addition to this lineup, and he, after, 2 seasons, he finally solidified himself to prove that, hey, he is one of the most solid offlaners coming in from the NYSG region, now facing off against the champions of Brazil, Remax Esports. We got Nyx, Cabral, Luis, Gomez, as well as Make
Dream.
I'm really excited what Remax will bring to the table for the M2 World Championship. Seeing that a lot of the teams that we thought that were behind the meta use that 15-day, quarantine. Just get an idea of what's being done here, what's effective, and I want to know what twist and flavor are they bringing to the table for those kinds of strategies.
You definitely know that they do have the flair with the Samba moves coming right in. So Well, we've seen that the boys coming from the DreamHack side has been relatively friendly.
O de panda,
we
chat,
do
de
keep our
panda
social
iría
distance, of course, yeah.
a jugar ahí
saw
con
the
una pijama de
1v1
panda.
Paquito challenges as well. Yeah, they struggle a little
vea
bit, but
diga,
hey, they were
"Oh,
having
bro,
a whole lot of
está
joy.
loco, man."
Speaking of which, you know,
Nos
we
va a
got a
ganar.
whole lot of great stuff that's coming your way
Yo
throughout
sí
the
iría
entirety
a un
of the M2
torneo
itself.
vestido de
Now,
panda.
getting prepared for this match,
De cualquiera
what are your
de pijamas
expectations
que me
being set
encuentre.
here between, you know, this matchup within EVOS SG as well as DreamHack?
I mean, EVOS SG are the clear favorites here just because we have more data on them, but you can never ever count out DreamHack because DreamHack really has a surprise factor. I mean, we've watched a bit of their scrims and we watched the, you know, Brazilian national championships, and I gotta say that in Brazil, their scene is getting very competitive. Like against Team Solid, they won against them, but it was a nail biter.
Yeah.
So that means these are the teams who, well, the Brazilian teams could get really competitive if they wanted. But the question right now is, if you're facing the world in the world stage, how will you fare up?
That's right, and remember this, the previous sort of the World Championship that was hosted back in Malaysia, EVOS SG did not make it out of groups. Could this be a curse, or you know, this is the time for them to finally make their sprint in towards the playoffs and finally prove themselves as not only the best in Singapore at one point, but towards the world?
Surely they have to, but there is a big obstacle that is within their, you know, certain group, which is RRQ Hoshi for a lot, but they have to take things in perspective. They have to move one game at a time. So right now, don't think about anything else. Just move one game at a time. Face DreamHack now, then plan against RRQ later.
That's right, and all they have to do is take one step at a time. And now I'm looking at the side of EVOS SG. I'm relatively sure that they have been able to still stick to their sort of game plan where they have a really solid early game. And as long as they make sure that they don't really have any sort of hiccups in the early game, things might actually go their way towards a sort of route that's focused on towards the late game. And, well, they can possibly play around the edges to just push their way through with those objectives.
Yeah, I mean, EVOS SG, when we talk about them, it seems like it's always the opportunist. They can punish anyone.
That's right.
Hasta ahorita en ningún equipo he visto que utilizan a Fanny, chat. Ese asesino en sus
sometimes
tiempos.
you have to make the opportunity on your own. It happens.
Yeah, like if it comes, you better take it, or else you won't really get that sort of second chance at all. And speaking of which, some of the key players that we really have to look out for, in my opinion, Soul. Like, other than Soul, JPL has already been there. These two players has been there since the start of EVOS SG, and now with the final Hura, it definitely means a whole lot that they are currently playing in their home cell. Back then, a couple of metas ago, we see him really shining on the Xbox, and now it's pretty much of a fighter meta as well. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean,
actually?
Soul isn't, you know, this isn't a foreign feeling for him. Like, he's been through the significant tournaments of MLBB. He's been there ever since the start of EVOS SG. So this guy is going to be the X factor. I think it depends on him on how he reads the map. I mean, this guy has high mechanics, has a wide hero pool. He has a lot of stuff to show us. But I think for Soul right now, he doesn't feel any pressure. It's just because he experienced this already.
Yeah, and not only that, combo with Potato, who really plays some great roles as well, and Aeon being the backbone of it all. I definitely think that this is a very all-round team in general. For the side of DreamHack, they just have that sort of flair, you know, like they try to go aggressive, but sometimes when you go a little bit too aggressive, you definitely seen some games where, you know, you open up some sort of the area where teams can actually punish you for overextending or even dives that were not really planned to perfection in that sort of sense. So with that, of course, they have to be crystal clear on their main objectives right here. Are they going to be playing for picks? Are they going to be setting up for those mid-game team fights in general, or just pick
hablando
by
de
opponents in the early phases.
I think in a way we really have to look at the draft first. If they want a resource battle, if they want to just get the objectives in the early game, or they want to scale into the late game. Now we talked about Potato, and Potato is one of those players that if you give him time to just pop off and get his items, I really feel that he is certainly a fundamentally good marksman. Like he's one of those players that give him time, he's gonna carry.
Yeah, and same goes to Potato as well as Pokemon, right? So Pokemon, the couple of seasons we did see him really being pretty much of a decent marksman out there, but from decent he has become pretty phenomenal in his job, and they've managed to secure a second place finish in the recent season of the NYSG bout. But heading into the early stages, I felt that MPLI was a little bit of a lackluster run for them as well. They crashed out pretty early.
Bruno,
it's also due to the groups of them being drawn right in.
I
wouldn't really say too much because honestly MPLI was stacked, but in M2 World Championship it's even more so stacked.
Pero lo más difícil es llegar a endgame.
Is like, how well does Evo's SG
Eso sería lo más difícil de utilizar a Bruno. Cogería uno que sea fuerte en early game y en mid lane.
Back in their home country to be able to hoist the championship.
Por eso yo cogería
fresh out of that win being
crowned champion, en un torneo cogería al
definitely have a certain level of confidence to say, hey, this is what we are back at home, and this is where we just have to despise.
And if you think about it, I mean, Zace, the coach of Evo's SG, might have his own, devices to get these kinds of information for his team. But for DreamHack, I think they can, play around it, play around their strategies a bit. I mean, they're not really tied up to the meta. I mean, the meta is the most efficient one. That's obvious. But if you want to surprise people, if you want to put your own flavor into it, who knows, maybe they have a meta that's more meta than the current meta. That's a lot of metas.
Yeah, that's definitely a whole lot of things for options out there for them to reach out to. Like, if you can actually pick one hero, Butters, that, somebody wouldn't expect to come into the Battle Dawn. What would that be?
Si es que quiere llegar rápido
like, I'm not really that surprised anymore.
I could have gone for Minotaur, but Minotaur got picked already. But
okay, that's fair.
You know what? For a stationary mage, I wouldn't mind if a Gord would come out. Once or twice into the tournament. But, yeah, I mean, there are a lot of stationary mages. Those mages don't have the exact mobility to, go in and out of the fight. So yeah, I think Gord does fill the bill.
True enough. And when we look into some of all these sort of picks, back in the previous World Championship, there were times where we actually see things like Helgert. It wasn't seen anymore in the entirety of this tournament. Of course, falling off of the meta, but you know what will be really tough to play in this M2 World Championship with all these sort of fighters as well as mobility out there? Albus.
Lolita.
Yeah. I think Albus
aguanta mucho.
He's just really bad at early game, man. He's really tough to play if he's going to be set here.
I mean, the current standing right now of this patch is you go for those XP laners or gold laners that can get their ultimate, and they can just, fight in the early game. But for the Albus, you don't really use Chase Fate to chase down people or to fight. You use that to get back into lane and just go for the stacks. He has a lot of requirements to actually just pop off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we should head on to the M2 coins.
That's right. And what is great, you guys can complete those tasks out there and predict the champions of the M2 championship itself. And with that, you guys can gain exclusive rewards, and that includes M2 special avatar border, M2 exclusive skin, as well as battle emotes. And on top of that, statue. Like, you can just flex like, hey, I can be a part of M2 without actually being here. Yeah. But hey, everyone's, of course, staying safe at home, I hope. And we also have the M2 exclusive skin, which is in the form of Clint. Shadow Omen skin that can be gained directly for
Quisiera
only
comprarme una face cam, chat,
899
para ponerla
diamonds.
aquí,
So make sure you
estar ahí
guys get your hands on it
interactuando.
because that event will only last until the 24th of January.
A lot of
Él es de Evon,
freebies
creo.
for
Porque veo
899
una playera
diamonds.
con el,
So if you're not buying
con el
it,
logo de Evon.
what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, that's the biggest question. What are you doing with your life if you're not currently watching the M2 World Championship and celebrating it with that skin out there? Of course,
Ya están,
who
chat,
doesn't
ya
like
están.
Clint with that brand new skin buff, if I must say?
You go get it because Clint is reworked, so we
Está un
might
poco
see Clint
nervioso,
in the near
Chad, el
future.
gordito.
Who knows? Maybe we might see him get played
Yo sí
in
estuviera
the M2
nervioso,
World
man.
Championship. And I can see Lafel laughing there. I think he bought it as
Estuviera
well.
nervioso
Yeah.
en ese etape, ya cuando empiece el
I
juego,
definitely,
se veía el
yeah, he's
triple
nodding
de
his
nervio.
head right
He's
now.
nodding his head. He bought it.
All right, and we can already see the players are already on
13
board
segundos,
in
chat,
their
10.
stations. Coach says
Oh my
already
God.
prepping them up as we got a couple of
Ya,
seconds to
mitad
go
del tiempo.
before we start our match here in Group D.
Ah,
This is going to be fun. Look at the eyes of these
Ya me tocó
players
partirle
while
todo.
drinking water.
Wow.
Such
determination.
such intensity. Like you're just drinking
Lemon.
water, but you have the eyes
Oh my
to
God.
kill.
Yeah.
Eyes set to kill.
Eagle eyes. well,
Eagle eyes.
Like Matilda?
Yeah, they're men on the mission, and the mission is to lift that
La misión y
trophy
no sé
at
qué
the end
dice
of this
que-
tournament.
Yep, and of course, seems like we've already got
Por
our
eso, si
cue
tienen
to
la
get
oportunidad,
ourselves
chat, estudien
ready
inglés.
for our
O el
very
idioma
first
que
game.
más les guste,
It's
pero
EVOS
a mí me
SG
gusta
versus
inglés.
DreamHack Esports.
And right now,
Mi opinión es mi
DreamHax,
idioma,
they
creo que
start
favorito.
with a Natalia ban, EVOS SG taking their
A ver,
time.
ya están baneando, chat.
I think in a way, you know,
DreamHax,
it's all
bloqueó
about
a
the
Natalia.
research at this point. EVOS SG, they might just
Aunque
ban
diría
out
que en una
a
Natalia
couple
está
of
un
meta
poco
heroes,
difícil
to be honest.
de que
But
le
if there's
focuse a la
something
ADC.
that they, you know, researched
O no
about
sé.
on the side of
Porque una
DreamHax, a
Natalia,
really good
literal, yo
hero
cuando
that
voy de
they
Natalia,
want
man,
to go for,
y
we
literal
might
veo
see
que
it
la
here.
ADC
We might
sale
see a
mucho.
respect ban
Es
come out.
facilito matar
That's
a
right,
una ADC.
and they're
Son
just
de
taking their
papel.
sweet time right here, adjusting their, well, peripherals
Lo
as
bueno es
well.
que tienes
So
la
they're going to be
ulti
going in for the very first
que
stand.
te
Dahil is
lanzas, matas
something
y
that
sales de una.
is pretty much a standard
Eso es lo
pick
bueno.
that most teams could easily play. Like, it
Por eso
doesn't
creo que banean demasiado a,
need
al asesino
really high
Leslie,
requirements of mechanics for you to just
¿cómo se llama?
go in with the ejector, put somebody back.
Ah, banearon a
Just
Jauge,
beat them
man.
with those kills,
Evos
right?
baneó
So
a Jauge.
it definitely makes sense. And we've already seen party
Tienen
bans
baneado a
on
Natalia y a Jauge.
Esmeralda, and I'm honestly hoping to see a little bit more of an opening. A
Si
lot
me
of
acuerdo bien,
players
ayer
also hope
que vi el
to get their hands
torneo
on that
este,
news on the either the
estaban
first pick or
jugando
the second
mucho
pick.
Jauge,
I
man.
wonder if that's going to
Jauge
be any
literal
party for
estaba
South
roto,
Remax.
man.
I
La
think
mano
in a
de
way
las
they
manos de
could
los
go for
manes
that,
estaba
but it all
rotísimo Jauge.
depends on what support are you planning to get. Like, to be honest, for the
Por
side
eso
of
creo que lo
EVOS
están
SG,
baneando.
they're not gonna hold back on those Parsas. They're not gonna hold back on those Changos. It's just that it's a matter of knowing who's gonna use those heroes. Because I think in a way they have no set tank or mid laner. The roles interchange. So yeah, that is the mind games that EVOS SG brings to the table for their enemies.
That's right, they are really
Brody
flexible.
también
Technically, most of them are
Brody
multiple
es
players.
un
Like we
ADC
saw
mago, creo que
teams
es.
like RSG yesterday, they've been
Pero
switching up the
por lo
roles
que
itself.
por lo que
when
le
we
banean
saw
demasiado sería
LY4 was
por
playing a
por
marksman.
el
The next
rango de
game,
alcance que
hey,
tiene.
he's on the bench.
Porque tiene un rango
So,
de alcance
of course, bring back to
demasiadamente the
the other Singapore team that's
Creo que
currently
ningún
playing
ADC tiene
right
ese
here
rango de
on
distancia.
stage, EVOS SG. They opt to ban
Por eso
out
es
Selena,
baneado
and
Brody.
I believe that we've actually seen
Selena.
some sort of gameplay where DreamHax have
Los
been
manes
playing
estoy seguro que deben de
Selena
saber
to
con qué héroes saben
great
jugar bien
effects,
ellos. Por
and
eso están
you
baneando a
have to
Selena.
give respect to
Deduzco.
those abyssal arrows that can actually catch you
Evos.
off guard in very key moments of certain team fights, especially when you're contesting for warps or turtles. You don't want to be clipped out in a sticky situation. Now, final ban coming in for the side of DreamHax and Instant Matilda.
Yeah, Matilda right now is a really strong hero. They're not gonna give it to EVOS SG, a team that could
El
be
héroe
very
que yo no
aggressive at
cogería
times.
ahí
So,
sería
I mean,
al
if you give them the
asesino.
Matilda,
Link,
she gives the team extra protection, and she gives them extra burst potential. So might as well just take it out. But for Evo's SG, I think the Selena is a pretty good ban. It's a standard ban, let's say.
Yeah.
That you don't want to get hit with a lucky arrow at the clutch moments of the game, and that can really just flip the table if you're winning.
That's right. And now final ban on phase number 1, and of course. Also on the court of Evo's SG as 3Max will be going in for the first pick in a couple seconds, and they definitely can't afford to let go of these Esmeralda, and I definitely think that it's a wise option here. Generally, Esmeralda has been really strong, very hard to take down as she has this really high sustainability with those shields being popped up. So Luis, he does opt to go for a Benedetta, which we have definitely seen a whole lot of this as a first pick.
Yeah, very high win rate with the Benedetta, and right now it is the first pick that is fitting for the hero. But Pokemon and Soul, they have to answer it with 2 power picks as well. Who will they go for? There are a lot of heroes in the pool right now.
Well, he's definitely open right here if they want to go for it. I think it's not too bad of an option right here. Yushin has been relatively popular.
Yo no sé por qué a Benedetta no le banean.
Before it lands back towards the side of 3Max.
Literal, Benedetta, por mi opinión, tiene demasiada movilidad.
Se ve con más movilidad. What other options did they have?
I think like they're going for Cho and Yuzong. That was a nice read contra. And surprisingly, nobody went for Lapo here on the side of Evo's SG against the Benedetta. That could have been great, but right now he's gonna go up against the Yuzong possibly. We don't really know if this Cho is going to be a side laner or a tank. But that is the mind games that they bring to their the other team, and we talked about it later. They really like to make their opponents think, what is Evo's SG gonna do next?
That's right. Of course, it's still really too soon to tell in this draft. For now, if they don't really go for those sort of tank heroes or so, they will be risking it to be banned out, but oh boy, we talked about the Yushin shit. They're adding in the Loyi as well, since, you know, it's being left on the table. You can easily go for some diversion plays in some crucial moments to be able to reposition, or, you know, Luis on Benedetta probably will be so annoying to deal with. Imagine if he escapes with, you know, the diversion.
Yeah, well, that is going to be a really tough obstacle that Evo's SG has to answer. But luckily they got Cho for that, and I do think that for DreamHack here, the Yisunshin and the Luyi is a really good pickup for them. Those are power picks for their side because they have the Mountain Shocker for vision. You know where the enemy team is coming from, or you can plan ahead just because you had vision on the enemy team. And if they are put in a very bad position, you can use the diversion to use or to get the opportunity to, you know, just punish them.
That's right, and they are looking to secure the Hayabusa. Well, they saw 10 seconds gaming Frost actually using the Hayabusa to great potential. I guess this can somewhat match up to Benedetta in this sort of way or the other.
Solo que
tiene que ser demasiada con mucha habilidad maybe it could have been considered, but they're playing for different style of plays, and they want to go really aggressive with this one. Like JPL on that Cho, he could still opt to, you know, do a semi kind of build where you can still do a little bit of tanking and hitting it towards the late game.
Necesita un hipercarry.
So now Savannah being banned away for phase 2. So I feel that there's still those sort of focus on towards mages right here that hasn't been picked up from the side of Evo's SG that 3Max can actually punish.
Banning out the Sylvana contra is good for the side of Evo's SG, just because I think of her as a direct counter against the Cho. Even if you put the Cho onto the side lane, that's going to be hard, because one stun from Sylvana, it could lead to an Imperial Justice, which Cho cannot pull out of, and that only means that, you know, just be safe, and that is a clear answer to the Hayabusa as well. Those high mobility heroes, once they get leashed on the Imperial Justice, you know that there is pain that's gonna come out from all ends.
Indeed, and also you want to find that catch on towards Pokemon as well. So they understood the risk, they don't want that Imperial Justice to come by, and immediately there's no Yin overturn that's going to be popping on the Land of Dawn, so that's going to be pretty much Kagura out of the question.
Yeah, right now, you know what? I think Hayabusa is kind of underrated if you think about it. Like, getting that orange buff on your side gives you a significant damage boost that can really make your Shadow Kill ultimate hurt.
Yeah, and they could possibly go for any of these sort of squishy targets. It's honestly not too hard to actually burst off a Loyi in that sort of instance. Or better yet, if you can get your hands on Yu Xunshin, hey, if he gets that full channel of OG Shadow Kill on only one unit,
that is enough to take down someone. But you know what? Evo's SG bans out the Akai. It makes sense just because Evo's SG, they know that Dreamhack's lineup right now is very squishy. So what you do is you go for the Yuzhong Black Dragon form, you have the Quad Shadow and Shadow Kill coming out here from Pokemon and Soul respectively, and you have the Cho to actually just go into the backline. So that only means that they do not want to get pushed out of their plan.
That's right, and now Potato opts to pick up this clock right here, and this is going to be really crucial for him to time that Blazing Duet.
Okay, creo que van a coger a Cloud,
they were to channel out this Divergent or so, you could just
yo creo que a Claude, yo creo que le van a poner como un hipercarry. Creo.
He's also got to be really careful because right now Evo's SG has to pick something that's really solid to find a way to protect
no sé cómo irán a jugar
right here.
But the way I'm seeing it, Evo's SG is making them hard for themselves because they're picking a lot of physical damage heroes. And the itemization for the side of Dreamhack is going to be a bit easier just because you don't have to separate magic damage to physical damage defense right now, because 4 of them automatically has physical damage, so you just protect yourself from physical damage and you're fine.
Yeah, that's definitely a smart move as well, by the way. So, and we're looking at Aeon here needing to secure the very final pick to complete this Evo's SG side, which looks to be very ultra aggressive. But we can see Dreamhack's answers with that Kaja, and they could possibly go in for a good divine judgment on either side of the party. Of course, you're not going to be looking to pick up that Cho for sure. So how are you going to get your way to that Claude or, stop that Hayabusa from punishing you? And wow, I love this play. This is an Evo's SG special right here. Fasa is definitely perfect. So it's going to be possibly getting in people's face with this one.
Esto va a estar bueno.
Yeah.
No sé cómo
makes a whole lot of sense.
If Evo's SG's Farsa positioned himself well here, I'm really thinking that Dreamhack, if they don't commit as much, they wouldn't really have the chance to, catch out that certain Farsa. They don't have that backline potential. I mean, you can argue that Benedetta can go to the backline, but still, if he goes there, if the Benedetta tries to go for the Farsa, everyone will turn. And when everybody turns on you, I'm pretty sure you're gonna go down.
Yeah, and with that, we're going straight in towards the Land of Dawn right after this, as the players are all set and ready to go in towards their very first game of the AM2 World Championship Mobile Legends Bang Bang. So, partners, this is a best of 3, and these two potentially meeting each other for the first time in the Land of Dawn. We're not going to make predictions, but we leave it to you guys watching back at home. And make sure you guys share as well as like the live stream right now. As Remax starting off on the blue side and Evo's SG on the red. I'm looking at this really aggressive side of Evo's SG, and they're hoping to find these early picks. And I'm definitely thinking that Remax knows how to respond to that aggression by setting up a perfect defense.
And as you can see here, JPL using the Jeet Kune Do a bit to punish Mikey, but Mikey there with the dash out doesn't really take JPL with him. And as you can see on the map right now, Contra, Potato is starting out with the orange buff. He needs a certain damage because his skills aren't that well, it's spammable, but he uses energy and it doesn't matter because it really takes low energy to cast. And that is going to be Potato going down.
Wow, he got punished right inside the jungle, off of screen, as the Vendetta was looking to set up that dive to actually take the buff away. But this fight is not over just about yet. Makes an escape. So that's going to be perfectly fine for Inside DreamHack. It's sort of like a big win because now that you actually disrupt that Hayabusa, he's going to be slowing down for a little bit. But oh, good news. The buff is still intact.
Yeah, the buff is still intact, but still, it would take time for him to clear these monsters or these creeps, just because he doesn't have the extra damage coming out here from that orange buff.
Oh, bottom side is like be a dive on towards Luis. He's overextending, and this might just be it. Oh, a little bit of slither of health as JPL forces to flicker away too deep in towards the turret range, and Luis stays alive.
Was it really necessary for JPL to jump in there and just, you know, try to harass him for a bit? He's not really with the high-end guy, so I didn't really think that he could have gone for that kill, but he wasted, well, he used the flicker.
Yeah, I feel like it's a little bit of an overestimation of the damage that he could potentially put out at level 2, so he should have perhaps wait for level 3 for a little bit more of that level up, and now Turtle being contested. DreamHack already having a good setup. JPL base checks in towards the erosion. Oh, they might just actually set up this time. Also with a fair airstrike, it will be the Turtle taken by DreamHack, but they are chasing right in. So looking for the target as he will be looking in towards Snakes. He might just be able to go in for the pickup here, but Holmes is there to stop him. Oh, a pause comes in at the heat of the moment. All right, I'm not too sure what's the hiccup right here, but let's have a look in towards the fight, shall we? So, big casualties on towards the side of DreamHack. 3 kills on towards EVOS, but DreamHack only walks out with 1, as well as, on top of that, they did manage to secure the turtle.
One of the things that you need to note when you are fighting against a Farsa is you really have to look at your surroundings. You have to look at the surroundings as if it's narrow. If you can look at it and you can get out of the feathered airstrike, that would be great. But at that moment on, I think DreamHack didn't have the communication and didn't really realize that Farsa is at level 4 already.
That's right.
They got stuck right there. And you know what? It just worked for the side of EVO's SG. And EVO's SG right now, things are looking great for them because their magical damage is now up, which means their DreamHack is at a certain point of dilemma where, do I get physical damage defense or do I get magic defense? Because I gave 2 kills to the Farsa.
That's right, and this is the sort of the special move coming in from the side of EVO's SG that we did see from time to time in their local leagues. So now Farsa ahead. This problem is definitely going to be something that has to be answered by the side of DreamHack Esports eventually. And that Farsa's came in the most crucial moment when they aren't actually contesting for that turtle. And how could you possibly back away without getting shot right there? So that chase was really great as we saw the Yuzong diving in with the Black Dragon form. And now, before the pause, he was being stuck between 2 members. And yep, that is definitely a tough place to be at. Hopefully, the best case of scenario, he walks away with 1 kill and he still drops out.
You know what? They'll take that trade any time of day. They're a consistent team. They are risk takers, calculated risk takers in our description of them. So, yeah, these are the trades that they're willing to give. If it puts them on the lead or if it puts the Farsa on the lead for quite some time, they'll happily take it because, you know, the Yuzong can just farm after he goes down.
That's right. And we saw a great setup coming from the side of JPL as well. He really went deep with the Cho. And, of course, DreamHack, after suffering a little bit of the hiccup right there, the only good thing that they can make out of that is that early game sort of retreat coming from Benedetta. she got the first blood. So
Parece
going
que
right through the side lane. So
problema,
with that,
¿no?
perhaps they're hoping to find a way to soul that Benedetta. And good news, we're back in the game. And Soul,
if he gets away with this, 100% this is not gonna look well for the side of Remax. But Soul is gonna go down. He gives, well, Mikey gives the kill to Homis, but you know, Homis will take anything that he can. Yep. Since he is the Yi Sun-shin jungler. But right now, we can see the Mountain Shocker, and that will give them an idea where the players from EVO's SG are. JPL gets spotted out, and Mikey pushing him out of the lane, and the brush rather. And as you can see, this is the pressure that will come out for the side of EVO's SG. They're just using Aeon.
Oh, there goes JPL right in the middle of it all. He managed to dash himself into safety. And, well, great thinking right there, as, of course, they've already expended for the airstrike. No business to be dealing up top against a Kaja anyways. So they're going to take it slow, let Remax have what they want, but JPL is still checking in just to ensure that some of the coast is clear at the moment. So, bottom side, it seems like this squad is just going to be having some free farm for the moment. Pokemon tries to secure the river crab, but, of course, Lewis can't really do much out of that as JPL tries to get themselves into position. 3-3 on both of the teams, and I feel like there's not much of a lead that they could possibly garner unless they contest for the next turtle.
And as you can see, the timers right now are running, and this is a very critical point in the match. I think Remax should not give that turtle anytime soon to EVO's SG. They should contest it or probably steal it from their hands. Now, you're seeing the turtle cam. The turtle is now up. Outer turret energy shield will be down in 30 seconds. Now, these teams have priorities. And what will they prioritize? The energy shields or the turtle?
That's right, Demon Hunter Sword already purchased coming from the side of Pokemon. A little bit of damage being done towards the side of JPL. Flicker being popped there by Nyx in a little great reaction. But over on the other side, Lewis caught up in between. That's not where you need to be. And it will be a free kill going over the side of EVO's SG 4-3. But JPL is the next one on the chopping block, being forced to flicker away as well. Cabral now getting a little knock. Verder airstrike straight into Cabral, bringing out the flicker as well. And this forces DMX to just retreat out of the way.
That damage output coming out here from the Farce is just way too much, and with that in mind, Remax cannot push any further than that. And we are seeing right now a knock-up coming out from the Yuzhong, Blazing Duet coming out from Pokemon. Pokemon goes down, and that is going to be a 1-for-1. Evo Soul here using that Black Dragon form. Cabral dealing so much damage. Divine Judgment is there, and that is going to be a 2-for-1 trade favoring the side of Remax.
That's right, and with that, for the airstrike being channeled, but Homis is definitely safe on the corners of it all. So kind of underestimated, or did not really consider that the Kaja will be coming in anyway. So he kind of overstayed in that sort of position where he didn't really have enough HP to deal with that, but EVOS at least walks away with this turtle intact. So they're now slightly ahead by just 600 gold.
And now, this is great timing for the side of Potato as well. His buffs are gonna respawn in just a bit. He's working on the orange buff right now. And that means EVO's SG has capability to fight Aeon here. Might get caught out, but he gets out in time.
Potato though. Oh, here comes Predator airstrike. Trying to look for Nyx. Oh, what a shot! Flame shot as well coming out, and one more kill coming in. 3 kills already. Cabral tries to pull Aeon right in, but Maka cannot respond. Here comes Pokemon as well. He gets that double kill. My goodness me! Lewis goes so low on his health, and it's a triple for Pokemon. Maka might just be finished off right here for an early wipeout for EVO's SG.
And it took time. Maniac! It took time until Claude took down that Tigreal, but still that is a maniac for Pokemon. And right now, if you're Dreamax, you just gave 4 kills to the side of EVO's SG. It's specifically the Claude. That is bad news for you.
That's right. As much as they have got Homis really fat in the early stage of the game, Pokemon, out of that one fight, actually took everything in the bag, and he's just laughing himself into the bank.
Now,
I think in a way they need to, use Cabral more, but there's a team fight happening right now. Nyx gets caught in between. That is a crossfire, but that is only one man. That is a Claude. Mikey here might fall down. Nice dodge there, and he will survive that certain fight.
That's right, and at least DreamHack pulling back for the moment. They understand they cannot push the issue right now. JPL hoping to steal this buff away for members of EVOS and probably passing it to Pokemon. Make it. This tries to stop them, but what a charge coming in. They are catching on towards Aeon, and he still survives.
Oh my god,
away
oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, that is one of the... Mountain Shocker. I'm actually speechless that he survived, but that Mountain Shocker really just, saved the day for the side here of DreamHack.
Well, what a sort of spoiler right there, right? Like,
at least...
I think he absolutely forgot about the element itself. Now, Turtle being contested as well. Make it tries to target right in. JPL all alone, but he's putting so much pressure that he's actually buying time. But Benedetta going for that split push. Man, my tongue is pretty much fine.
All right. Guys, looking at this match, I think DreamHack should have went for the Lord turtle take rather. Because the Forza wasn't there.
Oh my god.
And so that means most of the firepower here coming out from the EVOS SG is cut. I mean, Claude has items, but Claude still needs a bit of time to just go all out. So that could have been the perfect timing if DreamHack really just wanted to go for that turtle and just stall EVOS SG for a bit. But there might be another fight here.
Oh, JPL extending in towards the jungle, and it will be a cat straight up. And DreamHack finds that punishment right across and gets Pokemon overextending. But over the bottom side, you can see Potato putting the pressure on towards the side as well, keeping that Kaja right there. But I felt like Pokemon should not commit on that sort of mistake. There is a Purify up as well. But Homus now getting charged up. Waiter Dragon straight on towards his place as well. But JPL goes down towards the Yishushin. And Homus is now 5-1. Soul could possibly find that kill. He needs just a few more auto attacks to be able to make that cut. But there's nothing much to do here, and DMX is slowly taking members of EVOS SG down.
Is that a fight that EVOS SG should have gone for? I don't think so. They lost 2 people in the process. They were just respawning, and EVOS might be overestimating their capabilities right now.
Yeah, and I felt that they went a little bit confident to hit in towards that hit, looking for the buff, but it was pretty much well read by the side of DreamHack, and this is a champion of Brazil that we talked about. They always bring that flair, and now that Yishun is starting to get real huge, and late game, he's just gonna be shredding people up.
And he needs to get a bit of a Wind of Nature, probably. Winter Truncheon, although it's not really recommended for him because a lot of physical damage is going to be dealt here by the side of EVOS SG. But I think Wind of Nature is one of those items that he's looking at right now to just stop the damage coming out here from Potato.
Oh my god,
especially with that shadow kill.
That's right. Even though they are down sort of kills for the side of EVOS SG, they do have a little slight advantage in terms of gold. Just look at how they're actually controlling the side lane so well, shoving the wave, and now with the Lord already being spawned, they are finding a way to just bait the rest of DreamHack to come right in, but they're not abiding on the bait just about yet. Endless Battle being purchased. They're coming from Potato. This Hayabusa have yet to find a kill as he's just focusing on all these pushes. So great parties coming right in, but someone's got to answer that, and Benedetta being out of the picture from this team fight, it might just be advantages for the side of EVOS SG.
You know what? I want to talk about JPL and what he's doing right now.
Go!
But I can't because there's another fight. Let's go. Black Dragon form will be thrown out here. Soul chasing down Cabral, but Cabral just way too fast. And the only thing that they did there is just zone out people so they cannot contest this Lord take. There is a diversion there, but Nyx going in. Is that the best option though? That is the question, and that, no is the answer. No is certainly the answer.
Well, we've already seen Nyx as well as Maker getting punished. And here comes the Fairy Airstrike dropping in hot towards the Cabral. Almost taking it out though, but EVOS SG just showing dominance right now, having that Lord slowly marching in towards the top side of the map, and well, it's going to be crashing towards in hip. So what they have to do is having members being sent further up in towards the map, which might put a threat towards the side of DreamHack's side, and JPL diving in deep. He might just be punished, but you're not putting that focus on him. Just protecting that buff at this sort of moment and slowly backing away. There's still a big elephant in the room. Hayabusa is going to be able to secure one turret for the side of EVOS SG and further opening things up as EVOS prepares to just rush it in, crack open the base.
All sides of the map being controlled now by the side of EVOS SG, and this is their only safe haven. Soul rotating in, and they only just wanted to get that turret, nothing else. They just want to get the turret. This is systematic, this is textbook, this is good for the side of EVOS SG, and they're slowly but surely peeling off these turrets onto the side of DreamHack.
Oh, DreamHack responding over to the bottom side as well, just clearing all the ways. But look at Potato. He's extending all the way towards the back, but he's still massive walk away. 1 more HP, but the Benedetta chases right in. Luis shuts him down. 4 kills already for Luis, but Potato getting punished for a little bit of overextension. There's no need for the Hayabusa to just go right back at it.
What are you gonna do when the shadows can't save you? And that is something that Potato really needs to look at. I mean, he uses the shadow kill. It wasn't enough damage. He didn't really get a lot out of that. He just peeled off some of the HP here from the guys from DreamHack, but it was divided onto many people. So I don't really think that they wanted to go for the initiation there. It's just that Potato was put in a bad spot.
Indeed, and now there's going to be a Meike that's going to be having a little bit of a glimpse of members of EVOS SG. Now, currently without much objectives left available, EVOS SG is just going to be channeling this further airstrike for fun and add it on top of the flame shot. Why not, right? So JPL could still soak in the pressure.
You know what? A lot of punish can be done to JPL with his invasion play here onto the jungle. He's been doing it ever since level 1. And I'm kind of surprised about the amount of information JPL has been getting. He's been seeing a lot of these heroes. He's been communicating with his team. And with that, you know that the Kaja could punish this Cho. Well, but they did not, and a lot of information was given, and I think it all comes down to this certain lead that EVOS SG has as of the moment.
Yeah, but of course it's going to be a little bit tricky when he could just easily shoot pull away as well. And if you were to bring in JPL with, say, a divine judgment, like how fast can you actually burst that Cho before he kicks you with the way of the dragon? But speaking of a dragon here, we got a big problem for Luis as he needs to dive his way across. Let me get him from the back as well. He's currently trying to catch them up, but he fails to do so. Now, with JPL still in the faces of DreamHack, it's going to be a little bit of a dance coming into it. Oh, Dragon with the flicker as well. Combos in, Maker goes down, and now with the blazing duet, shredding them to pieces with the fairy airstrike combo on top. The rest of DreamHack running for their life. This is the opening that EVOS SC was looking for, as they will be able to just split things up, and this might just be game over right here. The first point in the best of 3 going to the hometown favorites, EVOS SG.
EVOS SG here with their first win of the series, and I might say JPL there just gave them a lot of information that, you know, DreamHack didn't really know what to do. I mean, they had the mounting shocker on their side. They should be telegraphing where EVOS SG is gonna come from. But that can only do so much.
Yeah, I gotta say, like, the game-winning play was coming from JPL. That flicker to the way of the dragon. Absolute beautiful catch on towards Meike, and you can see there was no response. Can he do implosion? I guess not.
I mean, Tigreal is one of those weird heroes that you can really punish people when they dive in for you. But if they do not dive and they play in a well-disciplined manner, it's like you cannot, you cannot just get your hands on anyone, even with a flicker.
That's right, and of course we're going to talk more about this, or we'll pass it to LaFell, but of course this is time for us to say thanks to all of you guys that have been tuning in, and we will also like to thank Tumi for being our partners in esports for M2 World Championship. As the journey to become the champion of M2 has been perfected with the latest 2Me luggage and backpack. You can bring your gear anywhere with you safely without any worries. So, of course, be sure to check out 2me.com/esports if you would like to get your hands on it to perfect your own journey and enjoy the M2 competition.
An established distributor of many well-loved consumer brands in Asia, SUTL Group is the proud 2021 MLBB partner in esports for Fiji Water, Chong's IT's Cup, and Mountain Dew. To find out more, visit www.sutl.com.
It's been nothing but amazing games so far, but of course, before we jump into the next one here, let's get into our Razer giveaway, because we got a whole lot of goods coming from Razer themselves as our official gaming gear partners right here. And well, if you guys want to win yourself a Razer Kishi mobile gaming controller, all you got to do is, of course, leave a comment in the chat with the hashtag Razer Kishi, and make sure you guys check out even more of these good stuff. You got Razer blades, hammerheads. Who doesn't love themselves some great chromas coming in?
I would love some of that, but you know what? Let's pass it on to the man who shaved his beard. Nafel, take it away.
Okay. Thank you, Butters. But yes, right now you guys are watching M2 World Championship analysis segment, and I have to say it was a great match, but this is my job, so I have to be very, very critical for both of these teams. My name is Lafel. I'll be your analysis for today. And over there, we just saw DreamHack against EVOS SG, where, in my personal opinion, that DreamHack, they had a very good draft, but they did not use the full potential of the draft. And the draft from EVOS SG, they're just going to the room, but yeah, that draft is more of a comfort kind of situation. Right now, let's look at the itemization as well as the hero picks for both of these teams, where that is where I'm going to be focusing on. Look at DreamHack's lineup. The thing that they have missed out on a lot is the early game. They respected EVOS SG a little bit too much. DreamHack should not have respected EVOS SG that much, especially with the lead that they got on the Hayabusa. They're managing to get a first blood. That's good. That's great. Continue the harassment. They have a Kaja. The Kaja did not roam as much and did not get a lot of good divine judgments. Homies, he did so good as the Yisun Shin. They should have pushed even more. And Luis, using the Benedetta as well, tried to get advantages on his own. They should have gotten a lot of advantage from the early game towards the mid game and really punish EVOS SG and limiting their resources to make sure that the Hayabusa as well as the Claude could not get much later on in the game. Yes, Claude, marksman, super good in the late game, but the thing is, if Claude goes in, he could be punished very, very heavily by the Kaja with a very good divine judgment. But right now, let's look at the MVP of the game that really saved the game for EVOS SG is Aeon with his Farsa. His Farsa was really good in terms that he was able to punish DreamHack for trying to take fights that were geographically not well. They were all stacked up together in a very, very narrow part of the map, making it very, very easy for him to hit his feathered S-strikes, which really, really pushed them towards the win, as well as being slippery enough. Yes, he did get caught 3 times, but using the wing by wings enough times to make sure that he doesn't die even more than that is very, very impressive. Pokemon played a really, really good game as Claude, managing to get a Maniac. That was really, really good. However, in terms of making sure that they were able to secure the victory, I seriously believe that Farsa was the key to that victory, especially with the damage output coming out during the early stage of the game. Really, really boost their morale. And again, I really have to pressure this, where DreamHack, you guys had a very, very good draft. You have to play the draft's advantage, because there was a lot of kit that was not used to the maximum capacity. And EVOS SG, their draft was more on characteristic, habits. Like, these are the heroes that they are really, really good at. They didn't mind so much on the meta or what they're trying to achieve in terms of their win condition. It's just that I am proficient in this kind of style. I like to gank this lane. I like to farm. That is the kind of personality that Zace, their coach, puts into perspective whenever he's drafting for his team. So we can definitely see two types where DreamHack, the draft is more meta, more M2-ish that we've been seeing. And EVOS, they're sticking with their guns. They know what works best for them, and they use that. Now, moving on to the second game, DreamHack, in terms of the draft, I have no issues with. I just want them to have a little bit more respect for themselves rather than the opponent, rather than on EVOS SG, and really push the throttle, try to get any kind of leads in the early and the mid game, especially if they have that draft advantage. But either way, I do have to say thank you very much, Razer, as well as Tumi. They have been very nice to me. They've been keeping me company over here. While I'm sitting, I have voices in my head. Might be them. But either way, EVOS SG, I heard the laugh. EVOS SG, they were messy in the way where some of the fights that they took really shouldn't have happened. One particular instance is Sol, he's chasing up until the enemy's base. That was really unnecessary. They have to have a little bit more discipline than that, especially with their draft. They can be good in teamfight situation, especially with the Dragon Tail as well as the Furious Dive, accompanied with the Feathered Airstrike. However, they have to look at the part of the map where they can take advantage of that situation, because if they make a misstep, they could be pulled by the Divine Judgment, or they could be heavily punished by the Eastern Shin's earlier power difference compared to the Quad. So again, in terms of the draft, I don't think that is the issue. It's the issue of maybe jitters playing in the World Championship against an opponent that you've perhaps never fought against. So I do want to see that more aggression coming from DreamHack coming in the second game, and from EVOS SG, I also want to see a little bit more, I would say, discipline as well. They were disciplined, but a little bit more discipline on their respective drafts. Don't play the same kind of gameplay in any random draft. But that is it for me. We will be passing back to the casters for them to continue with the second game. So casters, please take it away.
Thank you very much, LaFell, for that fresh perspective of yours. And of course, welcome back once again to the M2. And of course, we're going to be going in towards our game real soon. But before that, of course, we'll give our special thanks to our sponsors, Secret Lab, the award-winning gaming seats engineered for long gaming hours of comfort and sitting form. Available in the Secret Lab official store in major e-commerces in Singapore, or visit secretlab.co.
And of course, we would not want to forget to thank PvP Esports, our partner in esports, to turn your competitive gaming dreams into reality where gaming lives. PvP Esports is Southeast Asia's one-stop platform for amateur and professional games alike.
That's right. And if you guys are wondering, where can I actually watch the M2 live?
Good question.
I'm in Singapore, did you guys know that there's an official live screening event happening right now for M2 in Singapore, Cathay Cineleisure Orchard? It's called MVP, and you'll be able to catch all the M2 action on the big screens itself in the cinema. What's more, you can also win attractive prizes when you take part in the activities, as well as lucky draw. So, you know, M2 has been a pleasure out there for you guys watching back home, but it's always more exciting to be watching together with friends in the cinema. So MVP will be running all week long, and you can get your tickets at the Cathay Cineplex's website. You can also check out www.rg.gg/MVP for more information on MVP.
Of course, you can't be with us here, but you can go there and just watch it with your fellow MLBB fans. Have fun, join the activities, and win prizes.
That's right. And, you know, we really do miss a lot of all these offline events back at home, right? And a lot of things have to be done online. And I'm honestly really, really grateful to be able to even come down here into Shangri-La Hotel casting alongside with you for the very first time, and seeing some of these players duking it all out to prove themselves as the very best. That you guys, although you guys might not be able to, celebrate next to your favorite player, you guys can hang out with your friends, talk about the games, and that itself will definitely mean a whole lot of value for those of the guys that are playing on stage itself. And before we forget, we got even more special stuff coming in our way.
Yeah, we have the Battle Night. Log on January 30th to claim the free permanent skin. Who doesn't love permanent skins? I know we do. Today we are very pleased to announce the launch of the new anniversary season of Magic Chess Blazing Hammer. The new adventure will officially begin on the January 30th. New upgrading system, blessing, new little commander and map, all synergies revamped, and free trial of advanced skins await you.
That's right. And well, we are gonna get ready for our game number 2. I hope that DreamHack have been learning the ropes right now after having a really good draft coming in to face off against a very worthy opponent in the form of the hometown favorites EVO Singapore. But they haven't really been able to execute certain things cleanly, and in that very last fight itself, was there actually a good reason for them to extend all the way in towards the middle of the lane, because they should be somewhere still defending towards their base itself, but hey, they got caught out for those sort of reasons, and hopefully they won't do it for the second time coming.
I think that's how their draft works. They have to go in front and catch out someone so that the enemy team, or their allies rather, can go in and clean up. That's about their plan for there. But right now we are heading into the Game 2 draft. Let's move on. EVO's SG here, just one game away from securing this 2-0 in the group stages.
And with that sort of ban coming right in, very standard stuff. That's going to be in the form of the Jawhead as well as Brody to start things off right off the bat. But you can definitely see that Zace is conveying all the potential bans that they need to remove in order to get another win to be able to secure pretty much that 2 pointers necessary before EVO's SG meets up with the likes of RQ Hoshi. And Zace, he's been coaching in the MPL Indonesia side for long enough. They understood how to really go in for those sort of picks, especially now that they are playing on the blue side. Expect some changes coming in for the first pick.
Let's see. The bans are coming out, and that's going to be Yi Sun Shin. They don't want to give that to DreamHack. And looking at the bans here from EVO's SG, it might look a bit standard, let's say, but it's all about the vision game for them. Two of their bans really gives good vision on the jungle or wherever the other team is. So for DreamHack right now, they ban out the Natalia, and that is going to help EVO's SG a lot. But I think DreamHack is planning out something here to probably get a mage that could get disrupted by a Natalia. Brody is one of those bans that you just have to do just because of the sheer amount of firepower that he has at any stage of the game.
That's right, and right now, DreamHack being forced to either ban out Esmeralda or leave it out in the open. Instead, they ban out the Benedetta. So Pokemon has a really good chance right now to just snatch away what I just mentioned, the Esmeralda.
Now, the Esmeralda was put into the hands of EVO's SG, and God knows what can they do with it. DreamHack, on the other hand, goes for a Mathilda. It's let loose here by the side of EVO's SG. They did ban this out earlier, but Mathilda right now is available, and we can see a lot of burst potential and protection for the side of DreamHack alongside the Cho.
That's right, and the Waver Dragon was the game-winning play for EVO's SG. Without it right now, DreamHack is hoping to punch the ticket in towards this best of 3 with a win for themselves. And I like that they do have some really great setup, especially with Matilda coming in with that circling eagle. That's going to be quite a tough crowd control to break through. So to respond to that, of course, Esmeralda in general still going to be quite tough to catch with the Falling Star Moon. And don't fix what's broken. don't fix what's not broken.
Yeah.
Gotta correct myself right there before I
yourself.
actually pursue further with this third pick, because we still have the Claw as well as the Hayabusa. And
I'd say this is very
very
greedy.
standard stuff.
I'd say this is very greedy. Just showing what you want to go for in terms of the core lanes, the side lanes, and the jungle. You didn't even set up for your tank or your support. So I guess in a way, EVO's SG has a lot of room to adjust depending on what kind of utility that they need to bring into this match. But for the side of DreamHack, they do not hold back onto getting the Ling.
Yeah,
they just went for it.
I'm really glad to actually see the Ling come into play, because there are times that Ling was actually left out in the open and nobody has been picking him up. Of course, patches by patches, he did receive certain nerfs, but hey, he's still very reliable when he gets a hit. One good pick is good enough for them to be getting that sort of activation where he can cause a lot of threat throughout the entirety of the Land of Dawn. Now, moving in towards the bans, we are seeing an Akai. So, really smart bans coming through from DreamHack's side. Now, Inyan has to find a sort of response, because there's just going to be more of these targets on towards tank. And remember this, there's still going to be things that's pretty much left out in the open. I'm surprised, like, you know, last game you mentioned Lapu Lapu was left available, nobody was actually playing it, but in this sort of moment, it would be too greedy to actually take a Lapu Lapu as well.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility for DreamHack, but I think for EVO's SG right now, they're aiming to go for those side lane heroes as well. They ban out the Yuzhong, that is good. At least they don't have this certain, you know, backline hero, or a hero that can go to the backline rather, and just, you know, try to take down Pokemon, probably Soul and JPL as well. And I think with that contra, EVO's SG might be planning to go for another Farsa.
Oh, perhaps so. I definitely see that one having a very big potential. But the question is, you know, Soul is kind of like a pseudo tank in that sort of a way. Would that actually be enough for them to just soak in those damages? Because they still need somebody who could just get in their faces and still do something about it.
I mean, it all depends on the phase of the game. Like, Soul can be tanky, but that's going to be by the time when we hit the mid game and the late game. So right now, I think DreamHack is really aiming to end this game early. And because looking at EVO's SG's first three picks, you have these scaling, you know, assassins, marksman, and mage. So I'm guessing DreamHack right now should just backpedal on this. They have the capability to end this early. They just have to draft right. They don't, they don't have the side lanes. They have a tank possibly on Cho and the support on Matilda. So let's see what they're planning to do here. Well, they did ban a lot of tanks, by the way. They just went for Sylvana, they went for Akai, while EVO's SG taking out good side lane or off lane heroes there on their bans.
That's right. And now we're going to be looking at... Oh, okay. We mentioned about the Lapu Lapu, and like you said, DreamHack possibly have this perfect sort of pick going their way. And instead of banning out the Lapu Lapu, they were banning off the Khalid, which honestly isn't really that bad of a choice of bans. Like, I believe that they know how to actually handle this Lapu Lapu, but recently he's just been this sort of lane bully that he's pretty hard to crack in that sort of sense.
Yeah. In terms of dueling, he has a lot of kits in her skills. He has the projectile, he has a way to dash in, dash out, gap closers, and as well as the ultimate that deals a lot of damage. And seriously, Lapu right now is a monster onto the side lane. If you just want to do well, if you just want to win your lane, or you want to have a stable or consistent offlaner, then just go for Lapu. Hilda and the Kagura.
Okay, I'm liking what I see here. So you got some really great setups. You can see Potatoes looking to find a way to just get a big catch. And after that, Yin Yang overturned with the Falling Star Moon as well. On top of Claude with the Blazing Duet. Do I have to even mention OG Shadow Kill? Like, this is a very heavy team fight comp, and they can still go up into going for picks as well. So it's a little bit versatile, but I like the addition of that Boxer because that's going to be the guide to actually stop big threats like the Hayabusa.
The only thing I'm looking at right now is there is a lot of responsibility put into the hands of the Kagura and the Hilda. Just seeing how they will set the tempo for their lanes to win, that is going to be the big question here for the side of EVO's SG. DreamHack, I really think that their early game is way better than EVO's SG. It's about EVO's SG weathering the early game snowball that will be set up by DreamHack, and they will be trying to set that snowball up and just win it from there. Now, I think EVO's SG, this is one of their lineups where they really like to go for those complex win conditions.
That's right, and even with that, like, they are still trying to find that sort of formula. You know, perhaps this will be a great way to start off the group stages, and possibly this might not just be their trump card just about yet, because there's a bigger opponent waiting in the way. And Arkihoshi, of course, watching this game, also think, okay, interesting grabs coming from EVO's SG side, and of course, all thanks to Zace, but with this game commencing right here, DreamHack looking to find an equalizer, but JPL getting sandwiched in between Meike as well as Nyx. This does not look good. He will eventually find a way to escape, squeezing towards the top side, and it's still first blood for Nyx.
Baksha is such a good pick here for the side of DreamHack. Considering that Hilda will be trying to go for the invade and using those brushes to get regeneration on his HP, that cuts it. At least in a way, he cuts that regeneration. Soul here going in, and that he is caught in a crossfire. Soul here trying to run away. He does have the Purify, but will it matter? He doesn't have the extra movement speed up. Now he has it, and he lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, and oh man, like, you got 4 members right there, DreamHack. Is that a dream or what? But JPL is just putting in a little bit of the commotion up on towards the mid side, and JPL actually gets punished for it. Like, is that a case of overconfidence or what? I just couldn't tell. But now, 2 kills for side of DreamHack. They get a little bit of head start, and they're pressing on the attack. Making actually misses. If he crushes on top of Pokemon, he'll be punished by Lewis.
I mean, the hero's job is to invade, and Hilda is really strong at that. But when you cut out the regeneration that comes out when he goes to these kinds of setups, Lewis here might go down. One Shadow is still there, but Mike here really just wanted to go for that, you know, backup, but it was a bit too late, and Micah will just, you know, run back to the turret.
Yep, level 4 intact, and Hayabusa immediately goes in for the OG Shadow kill, and that's pretty much a easy pickup for the Haya in that sort of sense. But members outside of EVO Singapore, they are slowly finding their pace back in towards the game. As you can see, it has already been evened out in terms of goal, but over on towards Seoul side, it's still a little bit risky to just contest for that river crab at the moment. JPL want to cause a stir once again, but you know, there's a time and place for everything at the moment.
That is true.
Maker, alongside with Holmes, is going to be looking for some catches, and Ling, just give him enough time. Now that he does have that 1 kill, you just wait for that first big item spike, and hey, he's just going to be roaming all across.
He needs time, but not as much time as the Claude Hayabusa or the Esmeralda needs. So that is going to be their, you know, selling point here into winning this game. But Maike gets away. Nyx here and Maike just giving a lot of pressure here to the side of EVO's SG.
That's right. A couple of boots being purchased, while the turtle might just be started right here. Maike tries to stop them right through. It's going to be members on the side of EVO's SG trying to put that pressure in. Not enough to take down Maike at the moment. JPL trying to find this pick in the form of Nyx. This might just be really good. The Umbrella's being sent out to get to a little bit of damage. Flame shot, but, well, he gets body blocked by Holmes right there. Good choice to be able to just stand a little bit forward to just block the attack.
It's as if he knew that was coming. Holmes here, looking at the map, he has the map awareness, and that is great news for the side of DreamHack fans that their team hasn't really, you know, broken down to the pressure from game number 1.
Indeed. And now, with all eyes being set towards each respective side lanes. There's going to be a little bit of camp going on. Oh, homies might just actually get caught out right here. 3 members of EVOS marching right in, and they're diving over on towards the corner. Can he survive? The Tempest have to use. They're looking for Pokemon as well. Pokemon knows that this is definitely not the right fight to pick up at the moment. They can come in from the back as well. JPL knows that he can still tank in a little bit of damage. He's not too worried, but oh no. Whoever the Dragon has already been used, and JPL goes down. And, well, that's going to be a kill for DreamHack, make it 3-1.
JPL is getting heavily punished right now just because of the capability of the Hilda getting cut out. He has 3 deaths on his belt already. Pokemon might actually take down Homis here, but Luis and Homis just gonna get away. And you can see Mike going in here. Aeon trying to go for that yin-yang overturn. And Rasho Umbrella Flea is there. Shadow Kill is there. Mike here getting clobbered by JPL. This is his revenge, but he has no damage to back that up.
Oh boy. I'm not gonna lie, just looking at how they fight, it definitely looks messy, but Aeon, whoa, turn around. He does juke the side of Luis, and he's being stuck in between. No way out for DreamHack's side, and Aeon just flexing it all out.
Aeon there. Clearly outplaying Luis, ladies and gentlemen. Soul here might be in a bit too deep. Soul trying to get away. There is the back shot. There is going to be anti-healing, anti-shields for that. And that is going to be Potato trying to get the kill. Hilda here with the ultimate. He secures the kill. So that is another stack here for that Hilda. She's at 3 stacks now.
Indeed, and I really thought that Homies might just actually get out because he just set the Tempest just in time just to negate the damage being done from the OG Shadow Kill, but the Hilda just arrived to the scene, and now JPL still, once again, I guess instead of a feeding Diggy meta, JPL is just like, okay, I dare you to take me down. It's not going to be much of a point, you know, like, you're taking down the tank, but over the top side, so he might just be able to win this trade against Cabral, but, you know, now that he's being pushed back, it's still considered like a win in terms of pressure because they're now going for the turtle attempt. That's going to be Mega trying to press on the engagement, but they can't find any sort of leeway. JPL is on that corner, and Mega, he gets in towards the scene, and it does not look good at all. EVOS gets the turtle. They also got Mega along the way.
Should've, would've, could've, but yeah, I mean, Soul didn't really have that Falling Star Moon when they tried to go. He tried to go for that engage. DreamHack here, they're not picking fights wisely. They're just going in. As long as they have the opportunity, they fight every fight that they see.
Oh boy, a lot of damage being done with the Blazing Duet. Oh, he tries to make it out. And could he possibly escape? He does get a little bit.
Look at Hayabusa. Look at Hayabusa.
Oh boy, I guess the Haya's gonna be getting a little bit more than that. And OG Shadow Kill on towards Bacon. This is not the place he wants to be. Not only did they secure 2 kills in the back, they're opening it up, and the turret will go down.
It's like the collateral. Like, it's collateral damage. You just you went there at the wrong place at the wrong time, and right now Home is here. His buff got stolen and he couldn't really do anything about it. Potato going in, Tempest of Blaze forced out. That's the mid lane turret destroyed. Are they gonna come in? Look at the yin-yang overturn. It won't really pull back anyone. And Soul waiting at the brush. Right place, right time. And look at this Falling Star Moon on 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Soul! Soul making the plays!
My goodness, just look at that execution. Crisp and clear. EVOS SG set their eyes on towards the inhib, but this is not looking to be all too smooth. But Luis, he gets melted down like butter. Potato goes right back at it as Cabral, the last member of DreamHack, still surviving. He is the last hope right here. Seems like Mika is already back up, so they will be forcing a retreat coming from EVOS SG side. But they take all the stuff that they needed, and EVOS SG have absolute control of the map.
It was convenient for you to say melted like butter because you're casting with a guy named Butter. So it's fine, it's fine. It's fine. But right now...
didn't mean to melt you down, but...
no offense, no offense taken. No offense taken.
I feel bad.
Don't feel bad, don't feel bad. Right now, JPL is at max stacks. He gets caught in. on that 3-man setup from the side of DreamHack. And look at this, Cabral going in for Aeon. Aeon goes down. Shadow Kill has been thrown out. Potato here in the middle of everything as well, and he gets a lot of kills. Tempest of Blades thrown out. Will he survive though? JPL doesn't have enough damage and doesn't have the ultimate, so they will just back down.
Yeah, and you can see that a lot of all these Tempests have been used for a defensive purpose instead of offense. It's so hard for them to set up, and Luis, he's in a dangerous situation as JPL is cutting the exit. They're hunting their heads off, and Luis does have a little bit of safety of the turret, but he's still having his chunk of health taken off with a slither, and well, easy peasy lemon squeezy for Potato.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy indeed, and another steal onto that buff of the Ling. They cannot secure any more resources.
Whoa, my goodness!
Blazing Duet. Goodness gracious, the damage output from Pokemon. He's now online. And look at this, BMI in. Ling was there, and Ling will secure the kill. Nice reaction coming out from DreamHack, and Evo's SG wants to fight more.
That's right, great catch coming out, and Pokemon feeling a little bit of the confidence out there, but, you know, the Claude so far has only gotten 1 kill. He's not entirely all up there just about yet, but just look at Potato. He has not fallen a single time. I think that DreamHack really has an issue trying to catch this Hayabusa, and as you can see, JPL just draws every sort of aggro coming right in. A split push is coming imminently with the Esmeralda slowly marching that wave up top side, and look at the Hayabusa. He's just waiting right there.
Now, I want to talk about Thomas a bit. He has the damage contra actually, but his Tempest of Blades is used as an escape mechanic, soul here in the middle of everyone.
Oh,
but he is just way too hard to kill at this point.
That's right, and now with the rest of members of EVOS coming right in, they're trying to actually make it down, but Cabral forcing the issue right here. He will be able to secure the kill with Lapu coming right in, but look at that damage coming out from the Blazing Duet as well. Cabral with wanting to help will be taken down as well. OG Shadow Kill has already been expanded, as you can see. JPL tries to move in. Oh, Luis! Quick catch is right through, but Luis still has to wait on Dragon towards the side Potato on the last stand, and this is it! A wipeout for EVO Singapore, and this will be game over for them. 2-0 victory is coming up, but Holmes coming up within 6 seconds. Could he defend this one? I think that's pretty much enough. EVO's SG will be having the top of the podium of this group at this moment.
And this SG and the SG crowd goes wild. Home court advantage, is that really the thing right here? Well, let's see. Let's see. But right now, it's a 2-0 for EVO's SG. DreamHack, they did show a good, they did show good strategies, but they have to polish it up more. Now, DreamHack has to go against RRQ next.
That's right, and well, that's definitely going to be a really explosive match to be witnessed out there. And well, what a spectacular play coming out of all of these players out there. So with that being said, we still have a lot to talk about. So of course, with that, you would like to thank some of the sponsors out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna catch the live streaming of mega event Mobile Legends Bang Bang M2 World Championship 2020 held in Singapore Shangri-La Hotel for free on MeWatch from 18th to 24th of January. A total of 12 teams from 9 countries, including RSG and EVO's SG, they just played earlier, from Singapore, competing for 300,000 USD. Please do support Team SG in the group stage.
That's right, and well, that game was a little bit sweaty, not gonna lie, but of course, I'm pretty sure that we were covering a lot of all these moments and we got into the heat. Now it's time for a little bit of cool down and relax with your LaFell waiting to break this one down.
Hey, I think that was a very fun match. Isn't that right, Razor and Toomey? They agreed. Anyways, I really like to see that plays just now, especially some of the outplays by Aeon, but also from DreamHack. I like how aggressive Cabral and Luis were, but anyways, this is the EVOS SG that I wanted to see. My name is LaFell, and right now you guys are watching the Analyst segment of this game, of this series, where this series, honestly, is the early and the mid game, is the points that you guys want to see, because both the teams, they had assassins, and you can see the stark difference between a Hayabusa that has been pressured in the early game and a Hayabusa that has been pretty free, getting his buffs and every other jungle resources. But to explain it a bit further, let's look at the highlights to see what really happened in the game and why it's a little bit different. So I'm gonna pause it right here and showing this first blood. Now, it's a good and bad situation. So the bad is, of course, being really narrow-minded, only thinking like, all right, I want to pressure the buff. I really want to pressure the buff. But the thing is, just like how Butters has pointed out, that the Baxia is really good at canceling out your regeneration, so making it very difficult. But the thing is, with that aggression in the buff area, forcing 4 people of DreamHack to be there, it gave a lot of time for the Hayabusa. And throughout this game, okay, pause it right here as well. Look at the slick moves by Aeon. Instantly using the first skill and the second skill to dash out of the way from Luis. And content team, make sure to take this clip. If you guys want to make a montage, take this clip. You're welcome. Anyways, we will continue this clip to see how Aeon, I don't even think he was trying to get this outplay. I think he was surprised himself, so that was pure mechanical skill as well as reflexes from him. And throughout this game, Hayabusa, he got a lot of advantages earlier on. And this is the thing about assassins, right? Where if they get an advantage, even a slight advantage, maybe just one level up of your enemy, or maybe even 1,000 gold, that is enough for the assassin to really snowball the advantage in a way that it makes it very difficult for the enemy team to grab any kind of resources to really come back. And in this situation, this is what EVOS SG did. Hayabusa just racked up the kills, making it very difficult for DreamHack to really come back. And the thing is, the DreamHack draft is still really good. The Baxia can handle the Claude really well because of the Baxia mark, mitigating the damage from the Claude. But Hayabusa, when he has that advantage, the burst coming up from his shurikens from the Ogi Shadow kill is just a little bit too much for the side of DreamHack to handle. And DreamHack, I'm pretty sure that they felt like they did pretty very good in this series, and in fact they did. However, in the second game, they were so preoccupied with the invade from EVOS SD that they did not pressure the Hayabusa just like they did in the first game, and Hayabusa really choked them out. And right now, let's look at the itemization. Soul, even though he has 2 boots, I know this has been memeing, but you know, this is more of a meme kind of situation. But EVOS Potato, let's look at his itemization. 10, 0, and 8. He finishes his Blade of Despair very early on, and everyone knows that Blade of Despair has that execute style of presence, where when your HP is below a certain point, the damage just racks up very fast. And Potato with the Hayabusa, they can accomplish that very easily. But once he has the endless battle, all those shurikens get really painful, because after the shuriken, it just folds up with a basic attack, and that basic attack pretty much crushes your own HP. And the side of DreamHack, unfortunately, not many damage sources coming out from Homies, where he has been pressured, and just like what the casters have said, he is mostly using his ultimates, the Tempest of Blade, in a more defensive fashion. Luis, even though he died 5 times, but the damage output from the Blade of Despair as well as the Blade of the 7 Sins, Blade of the 7 Sins, Blade of Heptases, sorry, that was the previous patch, Blade of Heptases, the damage output of a surprise attack was actually very high, getting him those 3 kills. And Nyx did not have the damage capability in the mid game and the late game to really help out Homies as well. So in this kind of game, it's the reverse for DreamHack. In EVOS SG, the first game, Potato didn't do too well because he was pressured early, and this time Homies with the Ling, with the Assassin, was pressured early, and looks like he couldn't do much for his team. So this is the itemization between both teams. After this, we will be looking at the MVP, and I think everyone has no doubts in their mind of who the MVP is. A very stark difference from the first game and the second game. And here you go, the MVP of EVOS SG is Potato with his Hayabusa. He's only used Hayabusa today, but this is the first series. The itemization is
there. Whenever a Hayabusa gets maybe just 1 or 2 kills earlier on, he can snowball basically the entire match just because his mobility is really high, especially with the quad shadow. And once he has his Blade of Despair, it's going to be very, very difficult for the enemy teams to really defend themselves, especially when they're alone, especially when you're trying to push out your lane. You have to move in together to minimize the damage from the Ogi shadow kill. But again, being together is also not the best idea, because there is the Esmeralda with the Falling Star Moon stacking up all the shields, making it very difficult for them to handle the Esmeralda as a frontline fighter or experienced laner. Either way, congratulations for EVOS SG managing to win out the best of 3 in a 2-0. However, DreamHack, they have been performing so well, and I really hope that they get more experience in this M2 World Championship to really start contesting with all of the other teams that are present here. And I personally liked what I see from them, especially from the side lanes. But anyways, this is not the end of the day. We have more exciting matches right after this. Again, just a final shout out of a thank you to Razor as well as to me. My name is LaFell. And again, we will be going to a break, but once we get back, we have much more matches coming up. So I will see you guys in a bit.
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it. I've got a bullet with your name on it.
To celebrate the release of Paquito, we are gonna showcase his true power in an epic 1v1 mini tournament between the best Mobile Legends players all over the world. But before we get into that, let's first talk about his hero. Paquito is a super versatile fighter that aims to be the strongest fighter of them all. He can be played in the side lanes or even be played as a roaming tank. His passive, Champ Stance, is a unique mechanic that allows him to conduct a variety set of combos, making him unpredictable and able to create skillful plays. Paquito builds stacks when hitting enemy heroes with basic attack and skills. When 4 stacks are reached, Paquito enters Champ Stance and enhances his next skill. After using his enhanced skill, Paquito will have a short burst of movement speed. Personally, I really like his movement speed animation. Whenever Paquito enters Champ Stance, his skills will be enhanced and it will also reset the cooldown of his skills, allowing for devastating combos on his enemies. Paquito's first skill is Heavy Left Punch, which he will be using his left hand to do. It is a damaging skill that gives Paquito a shield when he hits his enemies. In Champ Stance, the damage and shield numbers will be higher. Paquito's second skill, Jab, Paquito's jab is a blinking ability that lets him dash in or away from his enemies. He can dash through small walls. However, those thicker ones, yeah, that's not gonna happen. This skill does massive damage, and in champ stance, Paquito will do even more devastating damage. Paquito's ultimate, Knockout Strike, is his flashiest skill, which makes him good in teamfights and diving. Paquito will dash forward, pushing his enemy and dashing back away from them, all while dealing damage. In champ stance, Paquito adds a knockup after pushing the enemy away, creating a better setup for a team fight. Correct use of Paquito's knockout strike can definitely help him out in winning those team fights. In this Paquito challenge, we have 14 players. M2's first seed teams will have 2 representatives, while the teams from the second seed below will only have 1 representative. They will be competing in a 1v1 best of 1 elimination ladder match, except for the semifinals and finals. That will be a best of 3. Who among these talented players will pilot this new hero to the greatest height and be the champion of the Paquito challenge? Get ready for some impressive fistfights. Stay tuned to the next episode.
Mabilis siya gumalaw, tsaka marami siyang burst damage.
I think in general the hero has a lot of potential.
To me, it's quite OP on this side because he doesn't require mana. In terms of damage wise, it's out there.
Sir.
Download for free. Mobile Legends Bang Bang.
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it. I've got a bullet with your name on it.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
Go win, go win. My chicken win.
A knockout!
Victory!
Huh? We'll be competing in a 1v1 best-of-1 elimination ladder match, except for the semifinals and finals, where it will be a best-of-3. Before we start the fight, we have to talk about the rules for a bit. Both players will only be allowed to play in the mid lanes and cannot touch any other minions from other lanes. Both players cannot kill any neutral creeps except for the little wanderer in the river. The winner is determined by whoever gets the first 3 kills or destroys 2 mid lane towers first. With all the formalities out of the way, let's get into the game.
Boom! They trade 1 for 1.
Oh my goodness, a double coming in from Fenrir, but that's not gonna be enough. Ace will advance forward. Now one more kill would have done it for one shot right here, and he's looking for the jab, and he's landing those left hook. Yep, one shot will move on to our next round. Coco's already breaking in towards the tier 2, and this might just actually end the game with only a kill, and it will be Coco advancing forward to the next 1v1 with Paquito. He's only got seconds left until his ult comes back up, and he's going for the dive, and he gets another one, and that will secure the win for EJ right here, 3-0. Well, Chiku is still hoping to bait him in towards the turret range and perhaps even the score lines to 2-2, but he should have actually recalled way early on.
Double KO strike plus the execute, using the jab just to close the distance. The rotations are coming out faster for the side of 4 minutes. Double flurries, and he finally gets the heavy left hand with the jab. Oh my goodness, that was too close.
All right, those were intense rounds, but right now we will be moving to the top 8.
And now we do have Ace from Burmese Goals taking on Eunice de los Volt, and my goodness, they're already going at it by the corners of the river, and it will be a first blood for Ace.
One shot going in for the full combo, but Ace still able to edge it out. The execute, such a powerful spell. This has just been an absolute game changer here in this Paquito 1v1 challenge.
Ace now wins the entirety of this 1v1, and he proves to be the better Paquito. It's Brand versus Brand. We've got EJ versus Coco. Now let the dances begin. Wow, great KO strike going over on towards EJ, and EJ gets first blooded, and Coco with a great start. And they go jab for jab. Oh, the parry comes true, and EJ, he takes this one.
And EJ gonna capitalize on that kill by taking the second tower and taking the game.
Now we move on to the next match.
Oh no, OP stopped his recall. He's getting greedy for that wave. Wow! Oh! Whoa!
Whoa! My goodness!
1 HP! He was able to survive with a single turret shot. He was able to get the full combination out before he could respawn. OP, he wants a little bit more. He misses his own jab. He's got the knockout strike, but this is right under the turret. We know how these goes, and Curtsy, he's learned his lesson, destroys the turret, and he knows he has taken this game away with his life lead.
This is match number 4 between Matthew and Luis. It's Evos SG taking on DMX DreamHack. Low 5 for Matthew right now. He's got parry up as well as the jab. He can't actually set up a dive. He's got the execute going, and this will be first blood headed towards Evos SG Matthew.
All right, now Matthew's coming in. He's already been zoning out Luis. He took a little bit of a bad trade, but he's still a level up, and he has the item advantage.
Indeed, and now it's going to be a little bit of these moves coming in. Jabs landing off with his ultimate, finishing off the member of DMX, and it seems like Evos SG will advance forward.
The hero is actually really fun. I was quite surprised how fun it was. The combos and the element of surprise. So I think like even the game that lost to Curtizi, he came the brush and he just comboed me. I didn't expect it, and I think in general the hero has a lot of potential, and even for like casual viewers, I think it will just be very satisfying in general.
Những pha lấy hero nên là bốn hiện tại lấy thì các skill với hiện nhảy chứ kia hiện nhảy hay ta nhưng cái tập skill bọn hero nó tăng và thay change mà phải mấy chân còn một hai giờ bạn ấy thấy auto bạn thì hero mình vậy này rồi sẽ đặt nhóm hero nó cho chỉnh skill với lọ phòng tha bây giờ combo tới thấy skill với lướn hay đừng combo nó stand to lại chỉnh.
I think it's hard, yeah.
I feel Paquito is a very fast-paced hero. He requires a lot of mechanics. He won't be a very simple hero for most players. Paquito has this passive where when you hit 4 bars, you're changed to a different stance. And every time you change to a different stance, your whole skill will reset. And you have to take note of the cooldowns also. So it's not very easy to just tap and play it lah.
To find out who will be the champion, don't forget to check out our next episode of the Paquito Challenge. Congratulations to Ace, but we are not done yet. We have seen Paquito in a 1v1, but let's see how Paquito does in a real match. Now Ace, along with his teammates, will go in a 5v5 where Ace will be using Paquito. In the 1v1, Paquito's strength is limited. But now let's see how he does when there are no rules to hold him down. I can't wait to see how Ace will be using Paquito in a real match, so casters, take it away.
Congratulations to Ace of Burmese Gold for winning the 1v1 Paquito challenge. And now we'll be seeing how he'll be rocking with a 5v5 setting. And oh my goodness, he goes in straight for the first blood.
Absolutely. And he gets a second kill as well with the rest of his team looking for these hard dives. Paquito at level 1 has its effectiveness overall in the matchup, especially when he gets that refresh of his cooldowns with that champion stance. All right, now Ace walking back up into the lane, and I mean, Alucard, he shouldn't be standing there. I don't think he realizes how much danger he's in as Ace comes in hard with a knockout punch, goes in with a clean combo jab into double left heavy hand.
Yeah, that's a perfectly charged jab right there, and oh my, it seems like there just might be another casualty on this line. Ariana Safi, he's probably not going to survive this. Look at that! The knockout burst just comes out from Ace.
Nobody expects how much damage that Paquito can actually pull off with the double knockout strike. It's so shocking. Like, look, he hasn't even used his execute just yet. This game has just completely gone downhill for the enemy team. They don't know how to deal with Ace right now. He's just so huge. But can they push this even more? I think they're looking to try and end this. Oh no, Alucard, he goes in, but he's way too weak to actually handle the amount of damage. The wombo combos coming out of Ace is too clean to handle as he takes him out and looks to press right under their turret. Nothing they can do, and the rest of the Burmese ghouls just knocking them down like flies.
That's right, and that's gonna be the top side being opened up, and they're already diving right in. It's a mega kill for the Paquito.
Oh my goodness. I mean, Paquito is huge. The snowball potential that comes out of this man. No mana, 9 kills to end the game, and there you have it, your new champ, Paquito.
Paquito hero က5 vs 5မှာဆောက်မယ်ဆိုရင်တော့ဒီ hero အရင်ကြောက်စရာကောင်းပါဘူး lane နဲ့ face ထင်ရတဲ့ hero ကတော့နည်းနည်းလေးတီးထားမှာဘာလို့လဲဆိုတော့သူ spell တွေတစ်ခွက်စီအကုန်လုံးကအဲ့ဒါကြောက်စရာကောင်း level 1ဆိုရှိရတယ် level 2ဆိုရင်ရှေ့တိုးပြီးထိုးတာဆိုတော့အတီးရပြီဆိုရင်သူလုံးဝတီးထားမှာပါအဲဒါကြောင့်5 vs 5မှာဆိုရင်တော့ပို့ပြီးတော့ကြောက်စရာကောင်းတာပါဒီ hero ကခုနပြောခဲ့သလိုပဲ5 vs 5ပဲဖြစ်ဖြစ်1 vs 1ဖြစ်ပဲဒီ hero ကကြာအဓိက 2SK ပုံတော့အဲ့လို enemy တွေတွားပြီးတော့အဲ့လို dive ပြီးချရပုံစံလို့ဒီ hero ဆော့မယ်ဆိုတော့ aggressive ဆန်ဆန်ပဲဆော့တာကောင်းတာပါဘာလို့လဲသူကအဲ့လို aggressive ဆန်ပြီးဆော့မယ်ဆိုတော့ enemy ကဘာမှလုပ်ချင်မရှိပဲသူ့ရဲ့ stand အောက်မှာနေတည်သွားမှာဆိုတော့အဲ့ဒါကြောင့်ဆော့မယ်ဆိုရင်အဲ့လိုaggressive ဆန်ဆန်ပြီးဆော့ပါ
Now that everyone has seen how strong and aggressive Paquito is, don't forget, he will be officially released on the 15th of January. That is it from us. We will see you in the land of dawn.
Chivalry is dead. I will revive it. I've got a bullet with your name on it.
To celebrate the release of Paquito, we are gonna showcase his true power in an epic 1v1 mini tournament between the best Mobile Legends players all over the world. But before we get into that, let's first talk about this hero. Paquito is a super versatile fighter that aims to be the strongest fighter of them all. He can be played in the side lanes or even be played as a roaming tank. His passive, Champ Stance, is a unique mechanic that allows him to conduct a variety set of combos, making him unpredictable and able to create skillful plays. Paquito builds stacks when hitting enemy heroes with basic attack and skills. When 4 stacks are reached, Paquito enters Champ Stance and enhances his next skill. After using his enhanced skill, Paquito will have a short burst of movement speed. Personally, I really like his movement speed animation. Whenever Paquito enters Champ Stance, his skills will be enhanced and it will also reset the cooldown of his skills, allowing for devastating combos on his enemies. Paquito's first skill is Heavy Left Punch, which she will be using his left hand to do. It is a damaging skill that gives Paquito a shield when he hits his enemies. In Champ Stance, the damage and shield numbers will be higher. Paquito's second skill, Jab. Paquito's Jab is a blinking ability that lets him dash in or away from his enemies. He can dash through small walls. However, those thicker ones, yeah, that's not gonna happen. This skill does massive damage, and in Champ Stance, Paquito will do even more devastating damage. Paquito's ultimate, Knockout Strike, is his flashiest skill, which makes him good in teamfights and diving. Paquito will dash forward, pushing his enemy and dashing back away from them, all while dealing damage. In Champ Stance, Paquito adds a knockup after pushing the enemy away, creating a better setup for a team fight. Correct use of Paquito's Knockout Strike can definitely help him out in winning those team fights. In this Paquito challenge, we have 14 players. M2's first seed teams will have 2 representatives, while the teams from the second seed below will only have 1 representative. They will be competing in a 1v1 best of 1 elimination ladder match, except for the semifinals and finals. That will be a best of 3. Who among these talented players will pilot this new hero to the greatest height and be the champion of the Paquito Challenge? Get ready for some impressive fistfights. Stay tuned to the next episode.
Mabilis siya gumalaw, tsaka marami siyang burst damage.
I think in general the hero has a lot of potential.
To me, it's quite OP on this side because it doesn't require mana. In terms of damage wise, it's out there.
Welcome back to the Mobile Legends Bang Bang M2 World Championship 2020 powered by Moonton.
And also going from zero to hero is made possible in Singapore. Follow the Singapore Tourism Board official Instagram account at @visit_Singapore. And don't forget to hashtag Passion Made Possible to share your fondest memories of Singapore.
The M2 World Championship is also supported by Skoga, an NTUCU associate championing esports talents and careers in Singapore since 2008. We would also like to thank our partner in esports. That would be IMDA, Secret Lab, Tumi, SUTL, Singtel, MiWatch, Casteo Cinema, and Razer, M2's official gaming gear, for making this possible. My name is Leo, joined by Gideon, and we're going to be at your service for this third series of the day. For this one, we're going to be going back into Group C, and we're going to be seeing a 10-second Gaming Frost. If they can reset, go up against the now debuting M2 lineup of Bren Esports.
Yeah, this is going to be a really exciting one because we have got a little bit of taste of 10 seconds. However, Bren, I mean, you're extremely familiar with them, Leo.
Am I?
I mean, yeah. I mean, you literally wrote down some of the rundowns of this where it's like, oh, yeah, explaining everything about Bren. And I mean, you guys knew it in depth, and that gives us a little bit of perspective as well from outside the Philippines. So I'm excited to see them as much as you are itself. Superstar team, some I've heard.
There are fans of Bren all over the world, all right? And as much as I love the team, seeing their Genesis going through some rough times. You know, they've had a tough MPL season 3, 4, and 5, and just 6. They were the champions back home, but right now, I'm pretty sure 10 Seconds Gaming, they've had, the better part of a couple of hours to gather themselves and now come back. This is definitely something that they are going to have to hurdle the hard way. Coming at you right now, though, let's quickly update everyone on what Group D looks like, because we just witnessed one grueling bout between the boys from Brazil. Dream Max Gaming go up against EVOS SG.
Yep, currently sitting on top spot. EVOS SG feeling really comfortable with themselves. We haven't seen our RQ Hoshi play just yet, but you know, things are going to change by the end of today, and we're going to have a good idea of who is making it to that top spot. Well, I say top spot, but it's just a huge, huge advantage coming in to the playoffs.
Yep, again, we're fighting for upper bracket slots, all right? Upper bracket slots up for grabs today. Already 2 have been claimed over yesterday. That's Burmese Ghouls and Omega sitting pretty. They're just waiting.
Oh, yeah.
They're just waiting. But right now, Gideon, I gotta ask you, man, is this the home court advantage coming into play? Real quick before we talk about the next matchup, EVOS SG, they were looking great.
I mean, they're definitely looking a lot more comfortable. I wouldn't say it's entirely home advantage here. You don't have the fans cheering at your back, and this is only just the group stage as well. So honestly, to them, it's just another day at the office, just getting things done, making sure that they're performing the best that they could be.
Yep, and again with now the tutelage once more of Coach Zace in the wings. This man is responsible for the previous M1 champion.
Oh, yeah.
EVOS Legends now back home. EVOS SG, definitely a force to be reckoned with. But yeah, let's just round it back up to this matchup coming up next. 10 Seconds Gaming Frost from Japan going up against Bren Esports from the Philippines. Who's going to be in the opening lineup? Here's your starting 5. Bren Esports, they're fielding Carl Teasy, Flap Teasy, Lusty, Rebo, and Few.
Oh boy, I mean, this is going to be one heck of a lineup here, and I'm excited to see what they're willing to bring, especially for their debut match. Are they going to start off strong? Are they going to be showing us some interesting picks coming out? What are they going to do? I'm not entirely sure, but they have a lot of personality, and I can't wait to see it.
Was it the color of the hair?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely just caught your eye, man. Real quick story time about their quarantine. Back in the Philippines, right? They all had this pact that we're all going to get our hairs colored. We're going to get dyed. But I guess 3 out of 5 kind of missed out on the memo. Right? That's for real. I'm not joshing around. That was a real thing. Like, I follow these guys. I'm friends with them on social media. But yeah, most definitely back to reality. 10 Seconds Gaming Frost here. Obuya, Nashina, Sevnia, Papa, and Peiko.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen them play. We just see them play just now. They had a very cold and calculated style of play. Very, very textbook, extremely linear, down-to-earth fundamentalists here as they play Mobile Legends. Let's see whether they're going to loosen up, especially after their loss, their initial loss, and maybe this time it could be different against Bren.
Yep, I think in their second game against the opener here, Alter Ego, I must say a lot of the pressure was on Papa's shoulders. His Harith just didn't look so good, and again, it seems to be the age of Renaissance. Well, more so for others than some, right? Minotaur, last game, maybe not so much, but Harith, we know Harith actually started owning, especially back in the MPL Invitational, right? Like, that was the return of the white-haired menace, by the way, M1 skin. So we know for reals that this hero has got it going. But yeah, again, watching how Papa performed, I think it took a lot of zen, a lot of just inner meditation and a reset to get this whole team back on track.
Absolutely, and I think, you know, it's extremely frustrating to lose in that manner, especially when you're depending on a lot of core ultimates to actually pop off to make it work. And yes, they did have some very good fights. However, Alter Ego just playing at a different level here, making sure that the timings of their fights were always dependent on the wave. So no matter what, even if they did win, they couldn't push for those objectives.
Speaking of which, you did mention a very core specific lineup, and that's what the lay of the land has been recently. Again, EVOS SG, and luckily so, I think it's a pleasant surprise that DreamHack is actually on point. They know how to draft. They had great drafts. So I'm guessing maybe this was one of the talking points of our analyst, Wolf, right? When we did check out 10 Seconds Gaming earlier, they need to fix that draft. They need to work it out and maybe put a marksman or like a lethal assassin in the gold lane. Maybe that'll help put Papa, you know, give him a shot in the arm and get him back on track.
Yeah, but I also think it could be due to just, you know, the comfort picks and just what they're capable of playing at a high level, very comfortably, very mechanically sound. Because you don't want to be able to go into another pick and say, hey, yeah, even though this is strong, I might not necessarily be able to execute it. And when you have situations like that, it really doesn't feel as good.
And you can see it. It's very obvious. So I guess you're right. Stick to what you know, but always important to play to win. That's what's scary here against a team like Bren Esports. They like to pick up their food. Let's just put it at that. They like to play long games, activate Carl TZ, and just open up the middle lane. That's what Captain Few does. That's what Lusty is all about. And we're not even getting into how aggressive they can be early on, especially coming in from an EXP laner player like Flap. All right, there's a couple of EXP laner types or off lane type players that we know, and one of them is just like the ultimate duelist. Like, this person is playing something else besides Mobile Legends. It's like a fighting game that they do.
As long as they isolate it to that 1v1, then it's going to be a really interesting matchup where he can actually start popping off and really start pushing that advantage instead of absorbing damage.
And that's what Koro was. That's what Koro is. Again, we saw him draft a Cho with a high and dry, and that was just telegraphing, oh, I want to stay here. I want to bully you. But there are players like Flapteezy. Flapteezy is just a young man that shines when he's all with his crew. Like, he just wants to be part of the team fights as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to that. I'm just curious as to how 10 Seconds Gaming Frost is going to respond. Man, what's your take on this current jungle meta? Do you like how junglers have been developing, how they've been evolving?
Well, personally, I think, you know, the jungle meta in itself, it hasn't really, considering what it used to be, where it's just like, oh, there wasn't even a jungle to begin with. It's just somebody.
Visit.
Yeah,
you just visit.
Yeah, you just go in. It feels generally around the same. The role isn't as, it's not dedicated and defined as it needs to be considered. Well, personally, I don't feel like it is jungle. It's more of like, hey, jungle camps are just people who take buffs and, you know, they farm off of the wave and then they go back into the jungle. It's like, just a little bit more to beef themselves up to kind of keep up with the rest of the lanes, especially with the added bonuses of the EXP and the gold. I think the bigger question is, what in the world has happened to the off lane? Because it's not limited to just fighters anymore. It's as long as you are dominating and getting that pressure, you can throw a marksman, you can throw a mage, you can throw so many things. Just 1v1 me, bro.
And that's what makes the 1-3-1 line of thought make more sense.
Oh, yeah.
Again, I am still a firm believer. I don't know about you guys at home. Let us know in the chat if you think that Project Next killed 1-3-1, because I think it just made it worse. I mean, better. Like, it made it all the more efficient, because mid lane is still mid lane. Buffs come up sooner, like what, 2-minute timers on everything, Turtle specifically, right? And you have one lane that is just gonna be ahead in EXP, whatever you do. So you put your mages there that need their ults, you put fighters there just like, again, that want to just detach from the world and start pushing. Like, you have an off lane already, and then you have the gold lane, which just is where you put your marksman again, and I love how marksmen are back. So yeah, drafting a Yusen Shin in a Claude, a Roger in a Claude, a Ling in a Claude, it's essentially this meta game of just fights happening all the time.
Yeah, smaller skirmishes happen a lot more often than they should be, especially with a lot of the changes to, especially the support role. I think that has evolved into something very, very relevant into the game, where before this, being a tank is going to be necessary. Now, maybe not so. You might not even want to have a tank because, again, it's focused on controlling that pressure. And I think that's the name of the game, especially in this meta, is can you control that pressure from mid? Can you use the side lanes to start abusing the jungle and start taking those neutral objectives? Are those mages going to be enough to do that job?
And when we say support, it's catch-all. It's an umbrella term for the mage in mid and the tank. And I get what you're saying. Some teams don't even need a tank. That's what we're talking about when we see Sylvana, who, by the way, has just a high priority rate. Whether she's banned or picked, people know. Like, the metagame has evolved around this hero because of how potent Imperial Justice is.
Yep. It's just one of those abilities that it's very hard to escape, and it has an incredibly long range here.
You'd be surprised.
Yeah, it's sometimes, even if you get clipped at the edge of it, you're basically as good as dead. There's nothing you can really do about it, and not to mention that Sylvana has great ways to kind of gap close and follow up. She can even, guarantee an Imperial Justice if she just, just gonna use my lance, get the stun, jump right on top of you. What you gonna do, buddy?
So there's that, right? No tank. And then you have the evolution of the mage. Again, yes. I love that there's this renaissance of heroes like Lunox, heroes like Harith, and then you have the evergreen mages ever since they came out. You have Farsa, you have Selena, who have just also always been on the up and up. But now comes up a hero that has just been banned immediately, almost always, right? And that's Natalia.
Yeah.
Like, I love how Natalia can fill both roles.
Exactly.
Like, she can support and just act as Vision. She can act as an assassin and burst people down from, like, top to bottom. And, man, I wonder, I'm pretty sure we're not going to see Natalia here. Like, that's just got to be it. Like, I feel like these two teams respect that hero enough.
Yes, I absolutely agree. Natalia probably isn't going to see the light of day. And at the end of the day, the support role is about developing that pressure, and also having that wave clear. If you don't have that wave clear, that's absolutely fine. You can give somebody else to do that role, which we've seen a lot of teams experiment with. We saw the Khalid from RSG try to look to play that wave clearing role. Lancelot as well. Like, hey, just use the Thorn rolls, clear the wave, let the jungler actually go out and do their own thing. That's everybody kind of understands that. They just need to fit the puzzle pieces together to make sure that it is something that works.
That was the Burmese Ghouls yesterday.
Exactly.
That was Kid in mid using a Lancelot with an Execute. I think that needs a little more time in the oven. a lot of people are big fans, and it makes sense when you put it on paper. But yeah, it just didn't work out for them that game too.
Again, it's a lot of theory crafting, and that's why mages are the greatest way to actually, clear the waves while exerting pressure. They fit that all in one. The only thing you're sacrificing is that mobility in general. But what are you going to do? At least you can clear the waves safely from afar. And if you want to come and engage me, sure, by all means, I'm sticking by my turret. The map is really, really small. It's so easy to walk from one turret, from mid turret to your opponent's mid turret. It's not a big deal unless you start breaking it. And I think what a lot of teams have been realizing as well is that mid turret is a huge priority. Once that goes down, that opens up so many more avenues. It allows you to kind of run in towards the side lanes, and that's why you focus on the side lanes, get that kill, break that first turret, look to break mid. You're not looking to trade the opposite, the bottom side turret or the top side turret if you interchanging it vice versa. You want to break mid so you have full control over the map.
Yep, trading top and bottom is essentially low-hanging fruit. Like, you'll do it because, again, you're aware it's a safe move.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, pushing for mid again, that is indeed the main artery. So going for the throat, proverbially speaking, is going to always be effective. It's going to be efficient with your work. But ladies and gentlemen, right now, as y'all can see, countdown is already up. We're about 46 seconds away from the draft beginning. You are watching Brenny Sports versus 10 Seconds Gaming Frost, the Philippines versus Japan. And it's going to be a heated one because already we know that 10 Seconds Gaming is capable of bringing out these odd niche picks. Minotaur, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see it very often, but when it does, at least it's going to stick with you for a little bit, especially if you're the analyst on the opposing team, just thinking about like, what do I do with this? Like, is this going to happen? Is this going to occur?
But as it is, it again also just needs to be cooked up. It needs to be worked on, and it's been a while since we've seen Minotaur be effective in the meta game. So right now, we have the countdown set. It's time to draft, ladies and gentlemen. The game is nearly upon us. I gotta say, man, this tension is killing me. Like, the draft alone, I know, will be a clash of minds. Here we go. Brenny Sports on the play. 10 seconds, Gaming Frost gonna answer back. And just as we said, man, we are prophets. Natalia taken out.
Yep, Natalia. Now, a lot of teams, after watching days 1 and day 2, I think everybody has generally the same idea of what the priority picks are supposed to be. So now, the next evolution of it is getting rid of these situational and especially those flex picks. Jawhead being a huge, huge problem for a lot of these teams. You first pick him, you don't know where he's going to do, but he's always going to be effective. Get rid of the most efficient heroes out of the game. 10 seconds gaming getting rid of another prio pick, and that's the Esmeralda.
I think just the fact that Esmeralda hasn't seen much play means that she's just as respected as Natalia and Jawhead, but on a whole new level. The way that Esmeralda works, ladies and gentlemen, is just the fact that her kit is just built to apply pressure even when you're not building towards it. Like, you put her with a Matilda, that's sure, fine, by the way, gets banned. You put her with a Sylvana, she can burst them down. You put her with a Baksha, like, that's good because you kind of countered what the opponent was going to try to do and stop you with said Baksha. So again, an Esmeralda pick is just bad overall for anybody, especially if you let your opponent get it early on, because right now there's just no hard counter.
Yeah, there is no hard counter just yet. Now the next man come in, and it's going to be the Benedetta, which means that Brand Esports is going to have quite a number of heroes that they can have access to. Oh boy. Opening picks coming in from Bren Esports. They could look to pick up something, you know, as flexible as Cho if they really want to, but that's not ideal in most of these situations. You don't want to be wasting your first pick on getting a situational, you know, not even a situation, a flex pick that isn't as good as a Jawhead.
Yep. Besides said pickup, they might also kind of prioritize the side lane. They might go for a Lapu Lapu or a mid hero, just like Sylvana, but this time, seeing as it might be on Lusty, it actually is still a flex. Like, you can actually make this a mage, as shown yesterday.
Yep.
By their countryman as well. That was Yelly Hayes from Omega, who played a mage Sylvana.
Yeah, and they're very comfortable doing it. Now, 10 Seconds Gaming, they're going to be going for the Loi as well as the Yu Song. Okay, so very team... Again, when you see Yu Song, it's a big tell. Okay, you want to team fight because that's what he's able to do. He's not really looking to bully his opponents. There are some matchups where he doesn't mind. He'll wait till 4 and then he'll start applying pressure elsewhere on the map. Loi, great level 1s, great level 2s, very difficult to deal with. And now, Brand Esports, ooh, Lapu Lapu. There it is. Lapsy, he's going to be a very happy boy, and as well as the Farsa.
Okay, so this telegraphs, indeed, it is going to be a tank Sylvana, right? Like, because this is what it is. You want to burst down whoever you catch with the Imperial Justice, and you want to have maximum mobility with El Capitan Few. By the way, a chunk of the members on the side of Brenny Sports are 2019 SEA Games champions. They are gold medalists in their own right, so this is a huge hurdle for 10 Seconds Gaming for us to get over. And right now, man, I gotta say, these are side laners, right? That's definitely the Yu Zhong in the gold lane and Cho in the EXP lane, unless... Yeah, no. If this is indeed for Papa, then yeah, that is a side lane Cho.
Yeah, I mean... I don't know if he's going to switch it up. I don't know. We don't know for sure if he's going to switch it up. Yeah, you know, there is a possibility it could be switching it around, but let's see the rest of the draft. Is now the red side will have to start off the second phase here, and right now, Bren, they're going to be missing a couple of things. They're missing a marksman right now. Yishin Jin is still on the table. However, they're on red side, so they can pick it up for themselves if they really wanted to. Well, guess not. Nobody gets Yishin Shin, totally fine. Maybe force it towards the assassins.
Yep, choke out Carl TZ seems to be the way.
Oh boy.
Brenny Sports goes for the Hayabusa. Okay, they're on the same page.
Yeah.
Like, they both know that Sheena and Carl TZ want to settle into a good position. They want to get a solid hero. And yeah, Carl TZ is a machine on Ling, on Lancelot. Like, this kid dreams of playing these heroes. Like, I mean, he's done it in a while, but yeah, even in his sleep is what I'm trying to say. Even in his sleep, he knows how to play them. And right now, ooh, they're covering their bases. That's a gold laner.
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that because, again, there was the option of, hey, maybe you could ban out the Claude. Maybe you could, you know, look to ban out the Lancelot. But either or, if you ban either Lancelot or Claude, your opponents, especially for Bren, they'll just ban out the other. So 1-1 is a great awkward situation whereas, hey, offlaner and a marksman, now I'll let you decide. And it looks like Bren is going to be banning out the Claude, which allows 10 Seconds Gaming Frost to pick up an assassin of their own, and it's going to be Ling.
So I call this the All-Star Slam Dunk competition lineup. Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
You have the Luo Yi, you have the Yu Zhong for maximum intimidation. Where's the Dragon going to be coming from? And then you have Ling just moving around, full mobility, and whoever is a straggler out there who tries to get away, you got the way of the Dragon. Alrighty, we can say that this is an amazing, just wham, bam, full-on fireworks kind of lineup, but it's going to be hard to execute. Like, there's just so many things relying on this going right.
Yeah, and I think the early game is going to be in particular, going to be very dependent on Obuyan. If he doesn't control that pressure, they're going to be in a lot of trouble if level 1s to 4s, they give away maybe 2, maybe 3 kills. It could be a tough game. But now on Brent, they're finishing up their lineup with Kaltizi going to be playing on that Harley as well as Ribo on that Baxia.
That's going to be a side lane Baxia if I've seen one. So with that being said, I like how Bren Esports kind of just went backwards on this whole draft. Like, they showed first what their tank would be and then rounded it out with a couple more flex picks. Like, a Harley these days really could play from the side. It could play from the jungle. It could play as a mage in mid, as a support. But Bren Esports, they got good coverage right here. If anything, a little too much magic for my taste.
Yeah, honestly, I think it's okay because, again, having like a lot of magic, there's only a couple of items that really can protect you from magic damage itself, and magic penetration is so easy to purchase, and especially with the amount of early game damage, you won't be able to get those items in time before you've already taken the hurt and pain. But it looks like it's going to be the Lolita pickup coming in by Sevnia. I think that's kind of interesting, but you know, at the end of the day, the most important thing is blocking as much projectiles as possible, and I'm looking at you, Harley. That's probably their key target. Do I necessarily agree with it? Not really, but hey, you never know.
I would like to double down. Big question mark on the Lolita. But ladies and gentlemen, it's just a matter of time before the game gets into gear. Bren Esports versus 10S Gaming of Frost. I think the jury's still out on whether this lineup is great or amazing. I'm talking about 10 Seconds Gaming Frost. For Bren, I'll have to agree, man. Just the glaive is enough. You pick up a Durance, double down on Bakshia's marks.
Yep.
You go for a Lightning Truncheon. You go for Glowing Wands.
See, the thing about mages that most people underestimate is mages work off of one item. One item, there is no way you're going to have an Athena shield ready, and it's not the one item you rush every single time. So, Lightning Truncheon, you get the Lightning Truncheon. Even if you get just the Clock of Destinies, they're already pretty annoying.
Yep, and that's the thing is, even if the opponent does get the Athena shield, they're reactive.
Yep.
Right? They're reactive. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Land of Dawn. It's time for game 1 in this best of 3. It's the clash of the Japanese and the Filipinos. Bren Esports versus 10 Seconds Gaming of Frost.
Yep. Now, Bren Esports is looking to control the early to mid game as much as possible, and especially for the side laners of Ribo, it's great that 10 Seconds Gaming is looking to try and punish him early on, mainly because they know this isn't the greatest of matchups. So at least get that pressure early on, start those rotations real quick, and force Bren to say, hey, you got to come down here to our side, focus on us, look here, while 10 Seconds Gaming is looking to make sure Ling is going to be out in the open, taking his buffs, staying safe, and scaling for that late game.
Yep, I guess it's a matter of racing for resources, right? And I think I give the advantage here very so slightly to Sheena on the Ling. The mobility is through the roof. Not to count out Harley's mobility as well, able to dash through his hat. But right now, Papa, just showing up a bit, bothering Karltizi and Lusty. Hey, I got my purple, let me get my orange, says Karltizi, but Papa keeps up. Ooh, Sevnia about to answer as well.
And now Karltizi, he's got to get out of there, especially when Sevnia is walking up. That point and click stun is extremely annoying here. Oh, Papa!
Oh, one more. Papa's gonna live though. He goes ahead and dashes out of there. Ribo gets a few hits from the dispersion, and they disengage. I think Karltizi ended up with a orange as well. Yep, it took a while. I think that's mission accomplished for 10 seconds anyways.
Yep, they've done their job here, and this is going to allow Sheena to just rotate even faster and look to punish as much as possible. See, now he's going to be jumping onto Rebo. I don't think he's going to be able to kill him here, but let's have a look. He goes for the dive. He takes a little bit of damage, needs his swords to get on out of there, dashes with the lunge.
That's going to be one ult out. Again, one of the few nerfs that actually hit Ling in recent times were one, the energy, and two, his ult. His ult just has a longer cooldown now alongside Uranus, which maybe explains why we only saw Uranus once yesterday. So right now, that was a close first blood. Would have been good if it was on Rebo shut down this Festival of Blood wielding Lapu-Lapu. But again, doesn't hurt much for Sheena. Like very, very mobile as a Link. But right now, big fight up top. That's going to be Peiko with the Black Dragon form. First blood drawn by El Capitan.
Oh boy, yeah. What's really oh wait, hold on. It might not be the end of it just yet. Papa. Okay, Papa decides. You know what? He got the flicker. That's a big deal. But now Turtle, this could be huge.
That's going to be all 4 members of 10 Seconds Gaming Frost coming in. Turtle just a flicker of health right now. Is that even a word? Nice way of the dragon onto Flapteezy. Sheena finishes the job with the Tempest of Blades.
This is a good win. This is a big win, especially for 10 Seconds Gaming. It's like, all right, sure, we managed to get one. We managed to get the most important neutral objective for their team because EXP is going to be a little bit more valuable than gold at this stage of the game. They're 1-1, 3 minutes in. Again, around 7k gold. It looks pretty good. Svenja, he's going to try and control and get that early stages to slow them down. Oh no. Oh no. He's in so much trouble.
One by Few with the feathered airstrike and misses. The Numenon blast gets shut down. That's a double for the Farsa. Brenny Sports is feeling it 3-1 currently, and they're building this lead. It's slowly but surely just way above 2,000 now.
No, this is a huge problem because, oh wait, hold on. Hold on.
They want more. They want more. Sheena needs a little more energy. He's got an orange. Flapteezy and Lust able to roll out.
Okay, luckily they didn't punish him here because Bren, they could have easily punished that that orange side so quickly. But wait, onto what's mid. Oh, they get the pick off of a lifetime. But Peiko, he wants to go in for a little bit more. Pew, he's just gonna go for side by side. Birds and dragons, birds and bees, all the same.
Wings by wings out of there. Was close though, but gotta say kudos to Papa, able to catch out Lusty.
Yeah, and again, if they just managed to get that kill, run straight away because they have the timers on those buffs. If they knew the timers, they would have known straight away that Sheena would have been there, taken it away, and slowed down their progression.
Now noting, once more, Lusty here has Pull Yourself Together, so any kills on him is, halfway a wasted effort. Like, he's just going to be back all those sooner anyways. So right now, Sevnia, waiting in the wings. I wonder, I think they know. That's 4 members of Brenny Sports in the bushes. Sheena able to answer back. So far, almost 5 minutes into the game, and this Lolita is doing okay. Like, we could ask for more. I think it's more of the confirmed stun that they're looking for here. That they need.
The confirmed stun is absolutely great, but more importantly, it's just the fact that she can slow them down in the early game. Oh, hold on. They're trying to make a play here. What's going on here?
Huh? Okay, interesting. It's going to be a wombo combo, but they miss it. And now another feathered airstrike pushes away 10 Seconds Gaming Frost from Brenny Sports' jungle. There's the Puissance popped in by Flapteezy. Obuyan already taken out. They regret that wombo combo. They regret the flashy moves because they're going to be losing 2. That's Papa following up. Sevnia, he's going to survive, but just this once because they have let go, and now they've changed their target. It's going to be mid. Sheena, Tempest of Blades out.
Yeah, Sheena is going to be hopping on away. I think that was some really creative plays coming in from 10 Seconds. Even the ideal was definitely there where it's like, hey, I know you want Turtle, but if you guys are pushed up really far on towards the bottom side jungle, you won't notice us just steal away your buff. Great idea in theory. At the end of the day, didn't exactly work out thanks to Brent having a good spread and control over the mid, but now the full engagement occurs.
Oh, there's the Imperial Justice plus the feathered airstrike. Oh, the drip, you feel it. Nice usage of the sticker, by the way. I bet Brenny Sports is just waiting to play their second match tonight. But first, they're going to convert, and Gideon, 6-2 currently. Under 6 minutes, and we're approaching no man's land, which, by the way, is early game with a 5k gold lead. It's very hard to come back.
Yeah, it's a difficult position to come back from because Brent is naturally going to say, hey, as long as we don't fight, we're going to hit our power spikes first, and we're going to be able to muscle you off of your tier 2s. Because getting your second item for a lot of them from the side of Brent Esports is looking great as they get another pick off here on towards that top side. Little to nothing they can do about this.
Pico has to pop the ult to survive. It's Few and Flapteezy putting so much pressure. Ooh, just these two. The Puissance puts him in place, and Pico going to survive, but only for more than a second as Few destroys him. Off camera, Papa. We almost missed that, but Kaltizi shut down here by Obuyan as he picks up his enchanted talisman. So this is what we were talking about, like that one item that just makes him go online that much faster. But I gotta ask you, Gideon, is it too late? Is Obian a little too late? Because they spent so much time trying to set up that earlier diversion play.
I mean, that diversion play did cost them a little bit. At the end of the day, they're only 3K behind, 6 minutes going into 7. Let's look at the item list and let's see the actual damage in terms of numbers here. Because Sheena, he looks like he's maintaining, and even he might even be arguably a little bit ahead of Carl Tizzi. As we double check right now, it's going to be 44 to 45. So he's literally only 200 gold away. So he didn't lose too much overall. He's got Papa, who has that Blade of Heptases to add for the extra damage overall. I don't think it hurts too much at the end of the day, but Bren, if they could force something onto 10 seconds gaming, that could be their breaking point.
Yep, I'm guessing they can also just nullify the pick on the Lolita. All in. Like, just... There's so much that they have to do. Hold up, nice. Look at this from the bottom. Yeah. Oh, nice usage of the diversion. Few being pushed away and finished off by Sheena. And that's going to be 2. Oh, just 1. They're trading it for the turtle. Oh, Brenny Sports needs to disengage. That's going to be Flapteasy caught out. That's 2 for none. Currently, Lusty bites it. And there's the Numenon Blast. Oh, he's going to be able to do it. That's going to be 70 traded out 2 for 1. So far, 2 for 2. Carl Tiziel forgot to put the baby boy to sleep.
Oh, and it's not over yet. Obian is going to be the next to fall, so it ends up being worth absolutely nothing. They trade 4. They ended up trading 4 3 members, and it was looking so good for 10 Seconds Gaming. I'm at a loss for words because 10 Second Gaming literally had everything to win there. All they had to do was make sure that they didn't get hit by the Numenon Blast, and they did.
They got it off, but I guess it's the damage that was lacking. Now Kaltizi retreating behind Few, and Few says, I got you, stay under my wings. Feathered Airstrike destroys Sevnia, but I'll be back very, very shortly. Again, also on Pull Yourself Together. Now they're going to be pressuring this orange buff, and as well this second tier turret up top.
Yeah, 10 Seconds Gaming, at the current pace, they really need to hit. Oh no, Papa going to get hit. He's going to get dove.
Imperial Justice from underneath. Carl Tizzi follows through. The shutdown earlier, ain't nothing but a thing. Mega kill. He's back in the game, and that's going to be a push. All the while, Flapteasy kept bottom lane busy. That's something we didn't note. Brenny Sports, sure, they got surprised, caught off guard by the second big diversion play, but they've also been managing their waves very well.
Yeah, and Sheena, he's going to be using his all just to dodge the deadly magic here. Bren is going to take full advantage of their item power spike at the 28k mark, and they're just muscling 10 Seconds Gaming away, pick after pick after pick. There's literally nothing they can do to disengage.
Pico bites it there. It's a free take. There's nothing that 10 Seconds Gaming Frost can take away from Bren because all the waves are crashing in. They're now penetrating. They're forcing 10 Seconds Gaming Frost to answer. And I think the next step here is after this Lord possibly Sevnia survives. Ooh, just a sliver of health. Oh, the delay damage from the deadly magics. I was gonna say the chokeout is following through.
Yeah, and they're doing a great job. Sheena can't get to his farm any longer. And oh, is he gonna make it? Yes, he does. And Lord is up for Bren. They can literally keep doing this and wait for it to turn into Luminous Lord if they wanted to, just to get maximum value and ensure that they can break an inhibitor wide open.
I actually thought that top lane was going to drop really soon because they were lacking 1 or 2 at any given time. But kudos to where kudos is due. Sheena, it hasn't died yet. So Sheena has been doing well to keep himself alive. But I guess that comes at the cost of Sevnia and Papa. Like, Sevnia and Papa keep getting just caught out.
Yeah, they get caught out way too often. I mean, the endless battle being bought on Sheena here, as they need to stick together as a team. They don't have an option as Brent going to engage.
Ooh, Lusty takes quite a beating, and now Pico looks low. Numenon Blast charged up. They hit one, but Pico bites it. Carl Tizzi is godlike from behind. Nice takeout by Rebo onto Obian. That's 2 for none so far, and they're forced to retreat. This is their own jungle. This is their own side of the map, and Few takes a few hits from Sheena, and they disengage. Flapteasy rolling out. He knows Papa's here, guys. Papa's here. We can't take Lord just yet.
Oh, that must be so frustrating for Sheena, especially. Like, he sees 3 low people, and it's like, I can't finish any one of them, but now Sevnia, he's going to be the next to fall. That deadly magic should finish him off, especially with the Genius Wand. And again, the rotations are good, and it is coming out from 10 Seconds Gaming, but they aren't necessarily profiting off of them.
I think their last big team fight came off of potentially that Numenon Blast. But it's just come to the point where in this 7k gold lead, and I'm rounding down, this 7k gold lead is starting to show. Like, you're feeling it now. If earlier it was what, like 2 or 3 tops and just maybe half an item for Sheena, even if he hasn't been dying, now you feel it across the board.
Yeah, and at this point in time, 10 Seconds Gaming, if they just get a little bit more time, if they can survive for the next 5 minutes, survive until the 16th minute of this game, I think they have a chance of coming back. But 2 fights should occur coming in from Bren, as they could naturally force it. Papa just got his Blade of Despair. Kaltizi also getting another item purchase for himself. And Luminous Lord is up. This is Bren's Esports to pull the trigger, or they can force 10 Seconds Gaming into a potentially bad fight.
That was the glaive, by the way. You did mention that no matter what kind of magic defense you build, as long as you have the penetration, which by the way is a percentage base, it's going to be trouble. So yeah, tanks, Sevnia, or even Papa, Peko, man, it's not looking good. Now they start up the Lord. They're looking for an opening. There goes Peko, Black Dragon form, trying to push people out, and at least they made him think twice.
No, I mean, yeah, use your ultimates, waste them. Waste all your key team fighting ultimates, because again, we are the one holding you hostage. We don't necessarily have to force anything, and the moment 10 Seconds Gaming overextend, Bren will collapse and say, hey, we don't need the Lord to end this game. We're just going to kill you, break your inhibitor turns, come back to the Lord for this checkmate situation.
And as you said, Gideon, this actually is the Luminous Lord taken here, secured by Carl TZ. Sheena picks up the Berserker's Fury. Man, I'm wondering, I think if Sheena doesn't kill Carl TZ or Few, it'll be a waste. Now Papa gets